Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm Clifford, and this is
I'm Erin Fleeks.
Erin Fleeks, and we are here for the Black Author Showcase today, where we will be showcasing, the title says it by itself, Black authors. We have a list of talented authors that we'll be bringing on live. So we do have sponsors.
We do have some sponsors. So we are just real excited. This is brought on by Promote Black Authors. Mm-hmm. So we have several authors that we will be showcasing today, but definitely want to shout out our sponsors. Shout out Your Life Media and Marketing. A big shout out to our sponsor. They are the major sponsor, not just a media and marketing company. They're our team's secret weapon for boosting digital presence. From podcasts to commercials and photo shoots, they've got your back. Explore endless possibilities with your life. Also, Grow Her Network. Let's give a round of applause to Grow Her Network, empowering women entrepreneurs everywhere. This platform is about sharing experiences, accessing resources, and promoting services. To all trailblazing women out there, this network is your stage. Connect, inspire, and grow with Grow Her Network. Also, a special thank you to Reaching Houston, which is our nonprofit partner that's on a mission. They're enriching diverse communities through financial assistance, healthy food access, employment opportunities with a focus on ex-offender reentry and STEM education. Support their transformative work and let's build on empowered and prepared Houston together. Also, our gratitude to Fleeks Entertainment Group, where positive and inspirational event planning is an art. Erin Fleeks, with over 15 years of experience, thank you. Mm-hmm. Connect with people nationwide, from Grammy winners to managing legendary artists. Fleeks Entertainment Group is where events come to life.
Wait, stop right there. So I want to let Fleeks Entertainment know that if you ever, those artists ever need somebody to sing backup, holla at me.
Oh, holla at you?
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're back.
And also a special thank you to the Black Tube. Let's take a moment to recognize the Black Tube, a revolutionary force in content creation and influencer marketing. They're on a mission to provide every content creator and influencer an equal opportunity to shine, free from the fear of censorship or blacklisting. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Black Tube, but it's out there. The Black Tube isn't just a platform, it's a kingdom where creativity knows no bounds and individuals can maximize and monetize their brand to unprecedented levels. Right. So make sure you guys go check out all of those. They are all on social media, on your Facebook platform and on your Instagram. We encourage you guys to all engage with us. We have some great authors that we're getting ready to interview today. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Do you read, Clifford?
I'm not going to answer that.
Listen.
But I have to.
Listen. We're all trying to grow and learn and build our knowledge. And one of the biggest things they say, what do they say? They said, we perish for the lack of knowledge, right?
And they used to say when I was little, reading is fundamental.
Reading is fundamental. We
do need to read more.
And so I do need to read more. And I have a lot of friends who are starting to be authors and starting to write. Mm-hmm. And I'm super proud of them. I'm not a writer myself as far as being an author, right. But I really do admire those who have stories to tell.
Right.
And so we are really excited that we are bringing on our first author. And this is a children's book author. So she's a children's book author. And I came across her. She came to my church. I came across her online, actually, and someone was helping her and she had a launch. And so I thought that this would be absolutely amazing for her to be a part of. And so I'm excited that she was excited to be a part. Yeah, she's excited to be a part of our Black Author Showcase. And so I definitely want to invite you guys to and introduce you guys to Miss Carissa Hubbard. She will be joining us.
Yep. So big round of applause for Carissa. Hey, good morning. How are you, ma'am?
I am doing well. How are you all doing?
We are fabulous. This is our first virtual Black Author Showcase, and you are our first
one.
Our first one. Our first one.
Now, what they didn't tell you, Carissa, with you going first, there was other responsibilities that were hidden in the. I don't know if they told you. That's going to be lunch for the host.
Oh, okay.
Wait. And that is at a restaurant of our choosing. So don't get it twisted. Let's get this out. Let's get this out the way. Let's get this out the way early.
She's like, okay, that's what you say.
Yes, ma'am.
No, Carissa, but we are just excited that you were joining us this morning. You could be anywhere, but you are here with us for our virtual Black Author Showcase. And for you guys who are just tuning in, we are just getting started. So make sure you guys stay with us throughout the day. Make sure you engage with us. We're going to be giving away some stuff. We're going to be doing some amazing things.
And we want you to put your comments in the chat bar.
Put your comments in there. But right now we are focused on Miss Carissa.
Right, Carissa.
So Carissa, tell us about your book. You are a children's book author. Tell us about your book.
Absolutely. So my book is entitled The Popular Girl. And so it's basically a series of a Black girl who becomes popular for loving God. And so it's kind of her journey through her Christian walk. And so my most recent book is the alphabet scripture book. And so there's an alphabet, or there's a scripture for each alphabet. So, just those quick hitters that we want our kids to know and learn, and that you always hear just with my character and a nice pop of color, so it really kind of appeals to the eye of our little ones.
Awesome.
So the concept of an alphabet per scripture, how did you come up with that, or what was the driving force for that?
Absolutely. So I get a lot, that my book is only for girls. It's the popular girl. And so I kind of wanted to create something that, is for everyone, for boys, for adults. I just feel like a lot of the popular girl is trying to be who I wish I was as a kid. I was, I went to church. I was, in the church. I knew who God was. But, as you become an adult, you have to learn Christ for yourself. So I try to give back what I feel like I missed as a kid. And so just understanding God's word and wanting to learn it. And, sometimes, especially with this generation, we're not necessarily opening the Bible. But if I can give you a book with a couple of words, that might help kind of guide you along the way. If I can make it a little fun with a little, little swag, you're a little more apt to read it.
Absolutely.
Some adults might need that book too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's supposed to be a children's book, but I know some adults who can really benefit from that as well.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. So, I don't know any authors, so you're the first one. So not only you taking us to lunch, you're the first one. I'm gonna keep saying that, so keep that in front of you.
Yes,
so tell me about. I know with every type of endeavor, anything that you step out on faith, we can say that. I don't want to be too churchy, but I'm gonna say that today. Tell me how what were the struggles initially, and then if you're experiencing some struggles now, just kind of touch on that if you could.
I think the biggest struggle that I've kind of dealt with is, and not that it's a bad thing, I do have a publishing company that is out of state. And so it's really hard to kind of, know what's going on in their state. Like there's a paper shortage, paper has gone up in their city. So just being able to not only know what's best for me, but really kind of know what's best for the entire publishing process. And so I do a lot on my own, which, eventually I know I'm going to need a team, but really kind of finding, being able to really kind of get everything that I need out of my book. So I'm my own marketing, I'm my own social media, I'm my own. So it does get overwhelming. So I'm really kind of learning how to ask for help and really kind of, reach out to, outsources to really kind of get what I want from my book.
Awesome. Awesome. It's always so important. A team could just make you just go so much further.
Right.
I know that's a struggle that a lot of us have. A lot of,
Right.
starting out as entrepreneurs and doing things, we do everything ourselves,
Yeah.
but then we can only do so much.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
I definitely am praying for your team, and,
Yeah.
we'll talk later.
And it's a good idea for you to, as Aaron said, to start outsourcing. I don't know if that's the right word, the other things, because for me, if I start doing too much, then that means my attention is going to go on in an area where it doesn't necessarily, or I'm going to miss something. So, hats off to you for just realizing that you got to do that. That's
and
a good
she
thing.
doesn't just have one book. So the Popular Girl is the one book, and then she has the alphabet, the scripture alphabet book. She also has a third book too.
Okay.
And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we are speaking to Carissa Hubbard, who is a children's book author. And if you use your phone, you can scan the QR code on the screen and you can purchase her book, or you can find out how to get her other books as well. I'm assuming, Carissa, that your books are on Amazon.
Yes, I do have The Popular Girl on Amazon, so you can find it on Amazon, hopefully in stores soon. That's the goal.
Awesome.
And you can also find it on my website as well, authorcarissahubbard.square.site.
Right.
Also, author carissahubbard.square.site.
Right.
So make sure you guys go check that out, and you can find all three of her books on there for your kiddos. But I do have a question, Carissa, really quick. Can you go into your writing process? What is your process when you write? Do you have any rituals? I don't really like the word ritual per se, but what do you do? What is your thing when you are writing?
So my degree is actually in journalism. So I'm a writer.
Listen here.
I love it. That's my jam. So really, a lot of people, are like, when's the next book? When's the next book? And I've been really disciplined about, I want to hear from God. When God speaks to me, I'll write the next book. I don't want this to ever become a job. This is my ministry. This is my purpose. And so I do that with intent. So usually once God gives me, this is what the next one is, I really can kind of knock it out in a day. The ideas are coming and I'll flow, and I'll probably spend the whole day just in my room, just jotting down notes. And that was kind of the first thing that I learned when writing my book, was to get it out. And then from there, you can kind of go into tweaking and editing and making it exactly how you want it. But the biggest thing is to get it out. So usually I try to knock it out in one day, and then I go back kind of throughout the weeks and tweak it as I need.
Wow. One day.
One day.
So
and that's why I say I have to be so intentional about hearing from God, because if I try to do it on my own, then it'll be spotty.
Wow.
But if, God,
we know what happens when we do things like that.
Oh yeah, when you do it on your own, bound to mess up.
So can I ask you a question? What was the encouragement like, or your support system like, when you decided to be an author and to, you decided to really take on this journey? Did your friends and family or those around you, did they support you?
We know they did.
They definitely did. Coming out of college, I tried corporate America. I thought I wanted to be this big time journalist, and I kept getting laid off and fired, and I was like, this is not good. So through that process, I shared with them I've been writing for other companies how they want me to write it, and it's not what they want. And so to me that felt like, well, that's because you're supposed to be writing what you want, because you have the talent and skills, so do it for yourself. So once my family knew, they were totally on board. They want to see me thrive, and they're super supportive. At my book signing, I had family come from as far as Pearland, Manville. Everybody kind of showed up for my book signing.
Nice.
So they're definitely down with The Popular Girl.
Nice.
Awesome. That is great. So are you on any other social media platforms as well?
Absolutely. I'm a millennial.
Okay, so
you can find me.
Hit us with those if you could.
Yes, Instagram is author Carissa Hubbard. Twitter is author K Hubbard, and then Facebook you can find me under author Carissa Hubbard.
And you guys, don't forget, and shout out to those people who have scanned the QR code.
Right,
I see that they have been scanning the QR code.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Make sure you guys go follow her on all her social media platforms. Also, too, make sure you guys comment and interact, because we will be picking a winner to win one of her books, The Popular Girl, or one of her Scripture ABC, or I don't know what your third book is. I don't even think if you talked about your third book, but one of her books of her choosing, she will share with one of our lucky winners. And so make sure you guys comment, so that we can make sure, and we will pick a winner from the comments. So please stay engaged. We'll be here. Carissa, lastly, question. We have a question. What advice would you give? And let me tell you, I work in the entertainment industry, and I work with a lot of people. I'm a publicist, and I have quite a few people who have come to me about being a writer. This is like the season of telling your story. This is the season of really sharing your story, sharing, the things that have, God has been gifting people. And so what is your advice to an aspiring writer who is just starting out on their creative journey?
I think my biggest thing is really understanding who you are is the biggest thing. A lot of times I know we do things for the wrong reasons. We're looking for the clout. We want the likes. We want to go viral. But really staying true to you. You never know how your story is going to impact or change somebody's life. And so being sure and being honest about who you are at your core, I think is what's going to make it better for you. It's not always about the book sales, but are you really making a difference? Are you really making an impact with the words that you're using in your book? So just, really, really focus on the purpose, the why, and not, the monetary side of it would be my
I love that.
Awesome.
The purpose.
That is the purpose. So that is a good start for anybody, because if with any line of work, if I could say it like that, if you're not true to it and you're in it for the money, pretty soon that part is not going to excite you anymore. So hats off to you for a number of things. One, what I like what you said is you listen to God. A lot of times we're hard headed and we don't listen, and it causes trouble down the road. But you listen for Him to speak to you. And I heard you say that you do it all in one day. I'm still stuck on that. I hung my hat on that. I was like, what? Wow.
Right. It takes
awesome.
me a day to even do a paragraph.
It takes me a day just to find a piece of paper and a pen.
No, but we just thank you so much, Carissa, for joining us for our first virtual Black Author Showcase. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, make sure you check out the QR code, scan the QR code. You can check out The Popular Girl, which is one of her children's books. And then she has a new one, which is the Scriptures, the ABC Scriptures, the ABC of Scriptures. That is just not for children, could be for adults too. But
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Carissa. And we look forward to seeing what God has in store for you.
Yeah, and Carissa, before I let you go, let me wait. Let me go back. Let me backtrack. Now, don't make me have to look for you to take me and Aaron. Don't make me when you say you're in Pearland. It's a long drive from Pearland to Spring.
I'm not in this.
So I'm be mad all the way out there if I gotta come find you.
I'm just so excited that you are a part of that. You even joined us. So thank you so much.
Keep doing you're doing great things. You are doing great things, ma'am. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Alrighty.
Wow.
First guest down there. She was Carissa
Hubbard, The Popular Girl. You guys make sure you guys go check her out on all her social media platforms. I cannot remember her website, but you can go find her and make sure that her website is on the screen.
Thank you.
So thank you to our amazing production team. They made sure that her website's on the screen.
Is something else.
They are something else. So shout out to Your Life Media and Marketing. If you guys are not aware, the digital media extraordinaire. So if you guys need podcasting, whatever you guys need. Also, really quick, Clifford, you have your own company too, and we want to make sure that you.
Yeah, shout out to Majestic Events and Entertainment. Our website is majesticeventsandentertainment.com. Photo booths, DJing, uplighting, event planning, drones, you name it, we do it. So if you have an event and you're looking for somebody to take care of your event, certainly you reach out to us again. The website is majesticeventsandentertainment.com, and tell us about Erin?
I am Fleeks Entertainment Group, and I also work B Taylor Execs. So B Taylor Execs, if you go to btaylorexecs.com, we are a public relations and event planning company. I also have Fleeks Entertainment Group. I do not currently have a website. It is under construction.
All right.
But go follow us on all our social media platforms, because we do we can plan your biggest event, and we work with some of the biggest artists in the industry on your public relations campaigns and media and all that good stuff.
All right.
So definitely want you guys to stay connected.
And we do want to go back and shout out to the Black Author Showcases powered by Your Life Media Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reach Houston, Fleeks Entertainment Group, the Black Tube, and Encouraging Network. And if you have comments, you can also put those in the chat box, chat comment bar, however you want to say that.
Yes.
Anytime you get ready. Once again, we are here doing the Black Author Showcase. We have so many authors, talented authors lined up. Carissa Hubbard was our first, her book, The Popular Girl. She stated that it was not necessarily for girls. So we encourage let's encourage everyone to read without reading. When I was 100 years ago, when I was young, Erin, they would say reading is fundamental.
Right.
And I read somewhere that knowledge is power. And then I also read somewhere that Erin mentioned this off the air, that we perish for lack of knowledge. And I think as an African-American, I'm just going to say Black African-American, whatever you want to call yourself, that is a staple why we are miles behind other nationalities, because we don't read. Or let me rephrase that. I want somebody to get mad. We don't read enough. So this is why this platform is definitely needed to showcase. Not only do we have good authors, but our authors look like us. So again, if you have comments, put them in the comment bar,
because that's how they can win.
Yeah,
so you can win some great books from some of our authors and some other cool prizes. So make sure you comment. We will be picking a winner from some of the people who are commenting. So make sure you guys comment, say how you say, how we're doing, give us some feedback.
Right.
Talk back to us, because we want to make sure that you are engaging. And make sure you guys go check out our social media. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you follow all of our authors, because they are doing some great things in the community.
And just an observation, you guys didn't know that Erin and I are almost matching.
I know. We did not plan this.
We did not plan this. But as they say in church, James Jacobs, look at God.
The Holy Spirit directed me.
So I think we have is our next guest on?
Yes.
Okay, so
we have our next guest that is
Zaria.
Coming on. We're getting the ball rolling for our virtual Black Author Showcase. For those of you guys who are tuning in, you are tuning into our virtual Black Author Showcase, where we are premiering some of the best authors that are out there. The best authors that are out there. So our next special guest is
Zaria Alexander. Big round of applause.
Welcome, Zaria.
Hi.
Hi. Is that how we pronounce your name? Did we pronounce your name Zaria?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, Zaria.
Okay.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me today. Hi, everybody.
Awesome.
Good.
So tell us about your book. What is the name of your book? Tell us a little bit about your book.
My book is called Live Through Hell, and it's a poetry-based book. It's all poetry.
Why did Erin look at me when you said that?
So, it's solely based on my life. So it's all about me. All about the challenges that I faced, the things that I overcame. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just want to tell you, so when I hear Live Through Hell, automatically that would make me assume that the life part that you said is part of your life was a struggle. So from the struggle that gave you the title of the book. So tell us some of the struggles that led up to you birthing the idea of creating the book or writing the book.
Sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't mind sharing.
So some of the struggles was more so like a mental thing, things that I faced in my young childhood. And as a teenager, humiliation, dealing with bullies, dealing with got in trouble. So I talk about abuse. I talk about distraction, which goes into like things that people use for coping mechanisms. I talk about betrayal. I talk about a lot of different things, and just basically how I overcame those things and how I was feeling during the time period.
I love it. And I love the title because that's catchy, because
it does.
I'm gonna go get that book
right
too.
right, and
because I didn't live through some.
I've
lived through some hell. Have you lived through some hell?
I've actually been there.
You been through hell?
I took a residence there for a little bit. Wait. As black folks say, I stayed there for a little bit. That's where I stayed.
We didn't been through some stuff, and so shout out to you for being vulnerable and transparent, because it's not easy to even put that on paper. So you said it's poetry. So you are actually expressing yourself through your spoken word, through your poetry. So it's not you writing your story, it's actually poetry. Is that that's what your gifting is? You are a poet. Do you?
Yes.
So
I am a writer. I can write anything at any time. But I am a born poet. I was born lyrical. So everything that I write, I have a lot of, I would say, have a way with words. So putting words together is something that I do very greatly. My grandmother told me that since I was 6. I've been writing poetry since the age of 6. And I just want to throw in there that the symbolism of the cover that you guys are showing, the birds flying out the cage, is a symbolism of me being free. So now that I'm sharing my story with everybody, I'm no longer in hell. And I want everybody to, feel that.
Amen.
Right. Can we pop up our QR code?
Make sure you guys scan it. I see you guys have already, some of you guys have already scanned the QR code, but make sure you guys scan the QR code so that you can get her book, Living Through Hell. So can you do us a little favor? Can you give us a little piece of
freestyle for us?
I don't know about freestyle.
I don't know if that's what the young folks call it. It might be something else.
But can you do a little spoken word for us?
Yes,
or
please.
Something a clip of what they would be able to see in the book?
I would say I don't really do the freestyling.
That was the wrong word.
If you want to go ahead and read something out of your book or something that you've already done.
Yes. Yeah, I would say I actually don't have it by me to read anything.
Okay. You're good. We just put you on the spot, so it's okay if you don't. But for those of you guys who are just tuning in, make sure you check out Zaria. She has a new book that she is out promoting. Living Through Hell. Make sure you scan the QR code.
Someone just scanned. Thank you, whoever that was.
And also, really cool. We are here, and so we don't forget. How can they follow you on social media?
So you can follow me on social media. All my social medias are Freedom Voice Poetry. So on Facebook, I am Freedom Voice Poetry. On Instagram, I am Freedom_Voice_Poetry. And on TikTok, I am Freedom Voice Poetry. So everything is under me. That is my name, because I am Freedom Voice.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. So tell us about the process that you use to write. Your writing process.
So my process, it was very fun to me, because my publisher, she really helped me. She took me under her wing. I really thank her for that. Miss Cassandra Lenore, shout out to her. That is the publisher, and she has her own publishing company. She took me under her wing and basically gave me insight, because she has about 4 books, I believe, that she's published right now. And she basically just gave me her insight on how I could get started. And her first thing was asking me, what's your why? And when she asked me that, I said, this is nothing but God, because it keeps flowing to me ever since I was in grammar school. I never forget that one of our gym teachers, she started off always off with our exercising, telling us to think about your why. Why are you here? What is your purpose? What do you want to do in life? And when my publisher asked me that, I instantly knew what I wanted. I wanted to tell my story to the world. I wanted everybody to know that I've been through hell, but I've gotten through hell. So that was what led me right there. And it was like the the book was birthed right then and there, because I knew what I wanted to start with and how I was going to end, because my message at the end is for everybody to know you can go through this.
Okay. So if you're just now joining us, everyone, we're doing the Black Author Showcase, where we're talking to our various Black authors who are very talented. And our guest right now is Zaria Alexander. The QR code is up for her book, Living Through Hell. So you talked about the writing process. So if you had to compare your writing skills to an author, who would you compare your writing skills? Oh,
let me tell you something about the confidence.
Did you see my eyes when you said I went?
Yes.
Hey, look, I even backed away from my mic.
Yes. I love the confidence.
Wow.
I love the confidence. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, I
That is
love
great.
Langston Hughes. That was literally my inspiration coming up, and I've been sharing posts all this Black History Month long. That Langston Hughes is my inspiration. I live by his words. I hear his words in my head, because he's my motivation to strive to be all that I could be: a writer, an activist, a socialist, everything that I can be.
Right. So I have one more question. Just so when you're writing, the process of writing, is it like a lull in the when you birth the idea and there's a time frame to where you're trying to, where you're trying to end it? Is there like, where it looks like this as opposed to a straight line? Is there? And then if there is a valley part, if I can say it that way, how do you propel yourself through that? How do you get through that to push all the way, to the finishing product?
So I would say, for me, I would say, like, going back to when I was writing, I did get to like a standstill, because I had dealt with the death of my uncle, and that really like put my life on a pause. So I didn't even get to submit my work yet, and it was almost crunch time for me on my submission date. But I used that as my motivation. But for about a week, I could not write. But then somebody suggested that I write every day, so that way I can pour my thoughts out. Regardless of if I finish the sentence or not, I could come back to it. And that was how I continued to pull myself out of that darkness and making sure that I get to finish my goal. So it was like a little bit coasting and maybe down and then back up. But then we got all the way through.
That's what everybody, though. The biggest thing is that you didn't give up.
Right. Absolutely.
You didn't give up. You kept going, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, and maybe feeling, the grief you may have felt behind the loss of a family member, but you kept going, and now you birthed your product. So we are so excited.
Live through
so
hell.
Excited. For those of you guys who are just now tuning in, you are watching the Black Author Showcase, and we are speaking to Miss Zaria Alexander. If you can click on that QR code,
Please
will be able to get her new book, which is called
Lived, with the LIVED. Make sure I say that. Lived Through Hell.
And then also
Past
make
tense.
sure you interact and in our comments, because you could win a book, because all our authors are giving away one of their books. So you could be one of our lucky winners. We will pick our lucky winner at the end.
Absolutely.
If you comment, like, share, all of that good stuff, you'll be put in for a chance to win a book from Zaria. Lastly, Zaria, can you tell us what would you say to inspire other up and coming writers?
I would say to get started. That has been my words to everybody that I like inspired, that I know around me. Everybody's always telling me, like, I got something I want to write, or I'm already in the process of writing, or I got a lot of ideas. Get it out there. Get it out your head. Get it out there, because that's what I did for years before even publishing. I still got it out there. I still wrote it down. I still was doing showcases. I still did talent shows. I still did whatever I could to get my words out there, because you have to promote for yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. And in order for you to accomplish what you want to do, you have to start. So just start. Get it done. Be your own motivation.
Listen, and that's across the board.
How about that? So I don't know if we covered this. If we did want to go back, tell us how we can reach you on your social media, website, all of that. Drop that for us, please, ma'am.
Yes. So you can find me at Freedom Voice Poetry, and my website is www.livethroughhell.com. Thank you guys so much for everything.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Before I let you go, I don't know if the person that contacted you told you this. I'm the person that's responsible for covering this. Aaron didn't say this. I'm speaking for both of us. Lunch is going to be something that you have to take me and Aaron to, and that is be the restaurant of our choice. Yeah. So wait, let me finish. And don't be taking me to no Popeyes on no Tuesdays.
I like Popeyes.
You understand that? I'm not trying.
No Popeyes.
No, ma'am. No, we well above Popeyes. If you live through hell, we talking about steaks.
Zaria, what city and state are you in?
Oh, I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
What? You got to come to Texas.
Shout out to Chicago. She's coming all the way from Chicago, Illinois. I'll be in Chicago in April.
And if I find out that you took her to lunch in Chicago without me, it's gonna be some stuff.
It's between me and you. This is between me and
it's
you.
It's gonna
girl.
be a problem.
It's between me and you, girl. Shout out to Chicago. Thank you so much for being a part of our virtual Black author showcase. For those of you guys who are just tuning in, we have been talking with Zaria about her new book called Live Through Hell. There's a QR code right on your screen. If you scan that QR code, you will have a chance to get her book. You can get her book. And if you comment in our comments, so we know that you have been checking us out and watching, you have a chance to win a book from one of our amazing authors. You will get a chance to get a book. And so we will choose that winner at the end. But again, thank you, Zaria, for being a part. You guys go follow her. She is a dynamic spoken word artist, and we are excited. We're excited for you, Zaria, and we cannot wait to see what God has in store for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Houston. See you guys. Hey.
Yes, ma'am. So we're doing the Black Author Showcase. And don't forget, this is all powered by Your Life Media and Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reach Houston, Fleeks Entertainment Group, and the Black Tube.
And the Black Tube.
Have you heard of the
Black Tube?
I have not. Tell me about the Black Tube.
I can't really tell you a lot about the Black Tube because I don't know a whole lot. But it's like YouTube, but the Black version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, the Black Tube.
I found out about it from my friend Anthony, comedian Anthony Davis. Shout out to you, Anthony's. He's an amazing comedian out of LA. So he's doing some stuff and partnering with the Black Tube. And so we would definitely want to be supportive of the Black Tube. Again, I want to give a special shout out to Your Life Media and Marketing. They're our major sponsor. All things digital media. And so we are getting ready to, before we bring in our next guest, we got our next author. We are going to take you to a commercial, and we will be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Everybody, it's Tate Dezay, also known as Mr. Big Head. I am thrilled to announce a special collaboration with Your Life Media and Marketing, where we delve into captivating conversations with extraordinary Black leaders across America. In honor of Black History Month, we've lined up insightful interviews with the likes of Dr. Joel Kemp, Brittany Q. Hill, Dr. Brooke Berry, and many more inspiring individuals. Join me every week as we uncover the stories, experiences, and wisdom of these remarkable leaders. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking interviews. Catch them exclusively on Your Life Media's Facebook and YouTube pages. Let's celebrate and amplify the voices shaping the narrative this Black History Month.
Have you been looking for a professional video to capture your business or service? Your Life Studios is a premier podcast and video recording studios to meet your needs. We provide both recording and editing services for your small business, podcast, product shoots, event announcement, and speaking needs. Looking to create an animated show or character? We also provide video, print, web, and software development. Call today or visit our website for more information.
Welcome back to the Black Author Showcase. I am Clifford. I am co-hosting here with
Aaron Renee.
Just a reminder, we are powered by Your Life, Media and Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reach Houston, Fleeks Entertainment Group. I'm gonna keep pointing at you, and the Black Tube.
The Black Tube, and also Promote Black Authors. So just want to make sure that this is also powered by Promote Black Authors. So we are excited for those of you guys who are just now tuning in. This is the Black Authors Showcase. This is our first virtual Black Authors Showcase. So we thank you guys for staying tuned with us. And we had some great authors so far. We had Carissa Hubbard. We had Zaria. And now we are getting ready to bring on our next guest.
Mariko
Gordon.
Big round of applause for Mariko Gordon.
Hey, Mariko.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Doing great. How are you? So, real quick,
I'm good.
I went to middle school in Mariko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're both from Seattle. And
it rains too much in Seattle. I was just telling Aaron that it rains way too much. So
that's what everybody says, but it's not that bad.
That's because you live there. In the
summertime, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But again, for those of you guys who are just now tuning in, make sure you guys like, share, follow us. Make sure you like and share this because we are going to be talking to some great authors throughout the day. So make sure you. But right now we are talking to Mariko Gordon. Mariko, tell us what the name of your book is and a little bit about it.
It's called Between Sky and Ground. It is about the police shooting of an unarmed black man. It also has a lot to do with mental health. And so I just wanted to cover mental health issues and why something like that might occur. So
Right. So those of you who are joining us again, this is the Black Author Showcase. Our guest right now is Mariko Gordon. You can scan the QR code you see on the screen where the title of his book, Between Sky and Ground. Don't even get me started on what you said. That's very touchy for me.
I'm sure the book is deep.
And I'm pretty sure you had to reach your goal of what you were trying to say, that you had to fight off because you're encompassing so many things. Tell us how you got to first the title of the book, because that speaks by itself. So tell us how you birthed the idea for just the title of the book.
That's actually from a scripture. I'm trying to. I think it's in the book of Baruch. It's in the Apocrypha, but it comes from. So the story in the scripture was that they were idol worshiping, and I think the prophet at that time were telling them like worshiping an idol is like the idol has no power. It's like between sky and ground, like a bird between sky and ground.
Right. Okay.
That's where the title came from.
Okay.
What was the second half of your question?
So in the title, are there characters that you basically based, because you said your book is basically centers around mental health and the shooting of I'm assuming it was a black man. Was that something that you personally experienced, or how do we get to that?
No, actually, I started writing it after 2016 in the shooting in Dallas, Texas with Micah Johnson. And so I feel like at that time people weren't talking about why something like that would happen. And so so that's what my original intention was when I started the book, was talk about the things I felt like weren't being talked about. So
okay. And so, Mariko, what is your writing process? How do you get prepared? Like, what are some of the things that you do to get your mind and your spirit and everything ready to start writing, especially something like this, which is a really tough topic that a lot of people, have been talking about, but it is a hard topic to talk about. What's your writing process?
Well, I try to write about 2,000 words a day. Sometimes it's 1,000
Wow.
words a day. Yeah, so
You know what? I really commend. I don't mean to
God
stop
bless you,
I'm
sir.
gonna let you. But I commend those who write because
Man,
you know
look,
how
if I
many-
gotta write 4 words, I'm mad at somebody.
I love journals. I love journals. Anybody ever want to buy me something? I love journals, but they stack up on the side of my bed. And I have all these journals and I start to write and I never write in them again. Or I write little bits and pieces. So I got something from January 2022 and then I probably don't have nothing else till January 2023. But I love journals. But anyway,
Okay.
I just want to say that because I really commend you for taking the time to write. But continue on. So your writing process.
yeah, I mean that's about it. Well, with starting a novel, that's what I generally do. I just try to get those 1,000 words or 2,000 words in a day, and then you start your revision process. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we talked about the style of the words. You 1,000 words a day, and that's a lot. Where do you get the inspiration for the words? That has to come from somewhere. The driving force for the words to write it's far beyond personal. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, then that, and then you I don't know. You got to read a lot too. Read a lot, study words, study people, listen to people, listen to conversations. That's
okay.
Yeah.
This particular incident where you said it happened in Dallas, Texas. Now, I don't want to veer off of what we're doing here today, but I do think that the topic of what you're speaking of is something that is relevant because there are too many shootings, and depending on what side of the tracks you live on, they're justified and sometimes they're not. I do believe, I know here in Houston that there have been issues where they're trying to make sure that the police now are qualified when they pull up to a scene to even be able to determine if in fact it is a mental issue and not, maybe the person is not on their medication or whatever the case may be, that something doesn't turn into a fatal incident. So again, I applaud you for, bringing those points up about, because we do need to identify mental health issues, particularly in our community.
Yeah. Thank you.
Real quick too, I want to ask, because you are talking about you're highlighting such a topic that, a lot of us are facing today. What type of, did you face any rejection, or did you get a lot of support around this topic when you decided to write this book?
No, I got a lot of support. Some certain things were hard to research, and I had to go to the precinct, ask some questions and stuff, and sometimes that was awkward, but yeah. So, but no, I got a lot of support. A lot of people like the idea of it, and so. But studying mental health was challenging because I learned a lot about things I didn't know, and in that regard. So, yeah.
All right, so your book, if you could put up the QR code for us again. The title of your book is make sure I say this right. Hold on just a moment. I want to make sure I read this right.
Between sky
and ground. Between sky and ground. Okay. This QR code is on the screen. We invite everyone to scan the QR code. So because each author will be giving away a book. So we want you to engage. Please put your comments in the comment bar. Again, this is the Black Author Showcase. I'm here with my co-host, Aaron. We're talking to Mariko Gordon. So Mariko, if you would compare your writing style to an author, who would that be?
Man, I don't. That's a good question. I don't.
Yes, sir.
Maybe he's not going to compare himself.
Yeah, I think I stand alone on that. I mean,
there you go. Look at you. You stand alone, sir. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
I kind of I borrow from everybody though. I mean,
Okay.
everybody is inspirational to me. So I mean, yeah, some of my favorite writers are like Lee Child, Stephen King.
I love Stephen. Now I don't read a lot. I wait for the movie to come out, but I love Stephen King for sure.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Mariko. How can our audience find you on social media?
I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and yeah. So
Under what? How can they find you? Under Mariko?
Yeah, Mariko Gordon, MarricoGordon. So yeah.
So if you are just now tuning in, we are talking to author Mariko Gordon. He has a new book out called Between Sky and Ground. The QR code is right on the screen. Go ahead and scan it. Also, make sure you comment in the comment section because we are going to be giving away a book. Mariko's going to be giving away one of his books to one of our lucky guests that is watching and tuning in. Thank you so much, Mariko, for being a part of our Black Authors Showcase.
Wait. You know where I'm going. Mariko, so where are you? Are you in Texas?
No, he is not.
No.
Where are you? Where are you?
Just said we from Seattle.
And where?
Renton.
Seattle.
Oh, well, that's okay. Forget it.
He don't know what Renton is.
I'll holler at you if I'm in Washington.
We not even going there. He trying to get us free lunches.
Yeah. I'm trying to roach up on some free food, but you way in Washington, bro. You can't help me.
No. But again, thank you, Mariko, for being a guest. For those of you guys who are tuning in, again, go scan the QR code. And also, if you do not mind, can you share this? Because there are some people out there that might not know that we are on that love reading and would love to learn about his new book, Between the Sky and the Ground.
Between Sky and Ground. Yes,
Between Sky and Ground. So go ahead and scan the QR code, like and share our Black Authors Showcase. Again, thank you, Mariko, for being a special guest.
All right, thank you, Mariko.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So if you're on social media with us, we invite you to, I think on all platforms, you can actually click share and share us on your social media platform. So because we want to get as many eyes on the Black Author Showcase as we can. So please share, post, tweet it, post it, share it. I don't know if that's the right word. Snapchat it. So make sure that we get the word out.
Snapchat
Is that out there? Is that? Okay, well, so I'm not up on that.
Snapchat it.
Yeah, so we're on YouTube. I think you can go to the YouTube link and share the link.
We are on YouTube.
Okay, so again, we're powered by Your Life Media Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reach Houston, Fleets Entertainment Group, and the Black Tube.
Reaching Houston.
Let me write that down. I've been saying Reaching Houston. Yeah. So shout out to Your Life Media Marketing here, producing.
Shout out to James
producing.
Jacobs.
James Jacobs is producing. He's typing on the computer. He's getting us water. He's taking us to lunch. He's doing everything. So we want to first, let everybody know that we do have talented Black authors, and they're not just. You might not see them mainstream like on television or I'm not going to say that it is important that we support our Black authors because just look at the titles: Living Through Hell, Between the Sky and the Ground. I mean, these people. Mariko just said he writes 1,000 words a day. Carissa Hubbard says that she writes everything down like within one day she's completed. I mean, who does that? I mean, so that is super talented for these authors. So again, my name is Clifford. This is Aaron. We're doing the Black Author Showcase where we're basically showcasing Black authors. So far, we've had Carissa Hubbard, we've had Zaria Alexander, and we just had Mariko Gordon. Yep.
And if you would like your book showcased, if you are an author and you would like for us to showcase it, you can send us an email at info@yourlifemedia.com and we will make sure that we will get it on one of our websites. Again, that's info@yourlifemedia.com. Make sure you guys comment in our make sure you guys comment so that we can pick a lucky guest. One of you guys will get to win one of our books from one of our authors. And so we will be right back. We got another commercial.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Everybody, it's Tate Dezay, also known as Mr. Big Head. I am thrilled to announce a special collaboration with Your Life Media and Marketing, where we delve into captivating conversations with extraordinary Black leaders across America. In honor of Black History Month, we've lined up insightful interviews with the likes of Dr. Joel Kemp, Brittany Q. Hill, Dr. Brooke Berry, and many more inspiring individuals. Join me every week as we uncover the stories, experiences, and wisdom of these remarkable leaders. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking interviews. Catch them exclusively on Your Life Media's Facebook and YouTube pages. Let's celebrate and amplify the voices shaping the narrative this Black History Month.
Have you been looking for professional video to capture your business or service? Your Life Studios is a premier podcast and video recording studios to meet your needs. We provide both recording and editing services for your small business, podcast, product shoots, event announcement, and speaking needs. Looking to create an animated show or character? We also provide video, print, web, and software development. Call today or visit our website for more information.
Welcome back to the Black Author Showcase. I'm
back.
Erin Renee.
Clifford.
Clifford?
Yes, just Clifford.
Oh, this just Clifford, like the big red dog.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. James, can we mute her? Can we mute? How can you mute her mic on this?
I remember that book. That was a book that
It was back. It's kind of like before that. I think it was Barney was like the big thing. My son used to like Barney.
Did
That was
you know
years
that
ago.
Barney was imaginary?
I did not.
Did you not? This whole entire time, these kids imagined Barney. So we've been watching Barney thinking he's on the screen, right? He's imaginary.
I don't want you to ruin it for me. What she is doing, everybody, is like when I first found out they were lip singing on Soul Train, it just basically ruined my whole life. So I don't want to hear any more about
Oh my
that.
God.
I don't want you messing it up for me.
Okay. All right. So again, for those of you guys who are just joining us, we are on our first virtual Black Author Showcase. And I have a interview that I did a while back, and we want to make sure that we get this. We want you guys to check out this. I did an interview with the author named Jarek Thomas. His book is called Coming Full Circle. So I want you guys to check out this interview, and we will be right back.
Check it out.
Hi, and I'm Erin Renee, and we are with Promote Black Authors. And today we have a special guest. And for those of you guys who don't know, Promote Black Authors was created to promote authors from all around the country and to help them with their marketing and promotions and giving them the exposure that they have not gotten or just some additional exposure that they need. So we are excited today to have a special guest, a special author. We are interviewing Mr. Jarek Thomas. Hi, Jarek. How are you doing?
Hello, how are y'all today?
We are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's just jump in right on in. Jarek, you are an author. You have written several books, but today we are focusing on one of your books that you are excited about, and we are excited about as well. Although I have not gotten a chance to read it, I am excited to hear you talk about it, and we are definitely wanting to make sure that our audience knows all about the book, how to purchase the book, and all of that good stuff. So let's just jump right into it. So you have a book, and it's called Coming Full Circle, the revised edition. So
Yes.
you wrote it once, and then you revised it, and you went back and did some stuff.
Mhm.
And so tell us about your book. Tell us about how you even got the idea, the inspiration to write this book, and then tell us about the book.
Well, here's how this all got started. I was 19 years old, just graduated from high school, and hanging out with friends, just trying to figure out what was the next direction I was going to go with my life at this particular time. And I got this idea to write. And I started putting pen to paper. I wrote this first manuscript in 6 months, and I went off to college and got sidetracked with that and never really just got back around to actually getting this book out to the masses. And it wasn't until 2017, 10 years after I completed high school, still in college, I finally decided to go ahead and put this book out. And November 1st, 2017, the first book was available into the masses. I actually got them here with me. This was the actual original book.
Okay.
Can they see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is the first original book before we went into the revised edition.
Mm-hmm.
And funny thing with that, we ended up, the team that I was working with at that particular time used a professional model's picture on that cover. And so we had to go back and redesign the entire cover, which is the result that y'all have now.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I have been continuously writing, just moving forward with putting out more projects, putting out more books. The follow-up book to this book is The Confessions. It's Coming Full Circle 2, Marriage, Money, and Mayhem. It was released in June of 2019, and I have been pushing that project as well. So it's been an ongoing thing.
Wow. So tell us about this book. First of all, is it fiction? It's a fiction.
It is a fiction.
Mm-hmm. So
this story is basically go.
Oh no! I was saying let's dive into it.
Okay, yeah, Coming Full Circle is basically about Jason. Jason finishes college and he comes back to his hometown and starts working for the local paper, writing an advice column. And so he gets a lot of letters in from different people from around the world within the LGBT community, within other masses of other communities, writing in just for advice on different topics that they choose to share with him. Then from there, it goes into other stories of Jason falls in love with someone in the actual book. It's other juicy little things I want to talk more about, but I can't because I don't want to start revealing stuff to the masses. But I definitely want y'all to get into it. I want y'all to read it, and I want y'all to fall in love with this story. And we, oh my God, I'm kind of messing up here. When I wrote this, I wanted to entertain and educate people to the LGBT community here in Shreveport, Louisiana, in a way that they have not. We see TV shows like Pose that talks about the LGBT community there in New York. Mm-hmm. I watched the movie Moonlight, which talks about the LGBT community down in Miami, Florida. Mm-hmm. And we hear about the LGBT community over in California all the time, but there was never someone who told their story about down here in the South in a real way. And I wanted to explore that, and I wanted to take that world and make it as big as I could. It's a lot of drama. It's a lot of juicy stuff that goes on inside. You get to see that these Black men that are homosexuals, they come from a world that is not as glamorous as people would think it would be.
Mm-hmm.
And that they have real things that they go through. One of the characters, his name is Tyson. He lost a mother. He lost his mother in this particular story.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things that went on within these characters' lives that I did not know when I set it up, that I was going to be exploring something that was bigger than me.
Mm.
And I was bringing people into a world that was so much bigger than us.
Mm-hmm. 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 I think that's commendable of you to share this story too. So when people are diving in, this is just not just your average book. This is really diving into the to the lives of that community, the LGBTQ community, and all the twists and turns, that they go through and the realness. So I appreciate you really being transparent with that in this book. Definitely. So how can people get this book? Where can they go to purchase this book?
Well, the books are available at Amazon.com.
Okay.
So they can always head over there to pick up a copy of the book there.
Okay. So if you look on our screen, you can see that the cover of the book, you can go find that. What is it? How do you pronounce the name?
Jarius
Dion.
Dion.
And so if you go on Amazon, make sure you go look that up and go purchase it because it is juicy. It looks like it's juicy, and I want to dive into it too.
It is.
So for those of you guys, make sure you put that in. Also, there will be a link on the site as well, so you are able to click on that link and go straight and purchase that book. And you can follow him on Jarius Dion or Dion Jarius on Instagram as well, correct? So you can find out about the part 2 and all the other books that he has that are coming out.
And we're back.
I think I came a long way from when I interviewed. You
were asking some excellent questions.
I didn't want to watch that. No, not because
you were asking some excellent questions.
Not because of the topic, because I just don't like watching myself on the screen.
You were asking some excellent questions.
Okay. I appreciate that.
And I think you did well on the interview. So I mean,
you're being nice, but
I'm just,
for those of you guys who are just tuning in, I'm Erin Renee.
I'm Clifford.
And
that's who I am, and not the big red dog either. Erin is in trouble. We're gonna have to have an off the air conversation to get this straight.
Into our virtual Black authors showcase, and we have been meeting with authors all morning. Some great authors, some Black authors. We've had
Carissa Hubbard, Zaria Alexander, Mariko Gordon. So that's what we've had so far.
And so we are excited about that. For those of you guys who are tuning in, make sure you guys share this post, share our feed. We'd love for everybody to get to know more about the Black Authors Showcase and to know about our authors. Shout out to all of those who have scanned the QR codes. Each of our authors that come on the screen will have a QR code, and you have a chance to scan the QR code so that you can get their book. Right. And also make sure you comment in the comment section so that you can have a chance. You can win a book from one of our one of our authors.
And we're powered by
Your
Life. I can't say that. Your Life Media Marketing. Grow her network. Reaching Houston. You're welcome.
Reaching Houston.
Fleek Entertainment Group. Fleeks with an S. You know what? We getting ready. And the Black Tube.
And the Black Tube. And what's the name of your company?
Majestic Events and Entertainment. That's me. We do DJ and photo booths, uplight, dancing on the cloud, monogram, event planning. So if you're having an event and you want us to shoulder or be the event, the entertainment for your event, visit the website, majesticeventsandentertainment.com. Erin also is basically Fleeks Entertainment. Tell us about Fleeks, please.
They know about Fleeks.
Tell us again.
They know about Fleeks.
They do? They might not.
Fleeks Entertainment is an entertainment. It's an event planning and public relations firm.
Okay.
And so we do a lot within the entertainment industry. And so, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. You guys go follow me on my social media. But we are excited that we have our next author that is coming to our screen. We are excited. We're excited. We have our next author, Rochelle Yvonne. Rochelle Yvonne.
Welcome,
Hi,
Rochelle. How are you?
Welcome. Can you hear us?
Welcome. Hi.
There you go.
Yes.
You had us nervous there for a minute because you froze. I was like, wait a minute, we can't hear. Thank you, Rochelle. Good morning. How are you?
Look, I'm too busy trying to post on live that I'm going on. Y'all better log in.
Okay, good.
Shout out to Rochelle Yvonne. Thank you so much for being a special guest on our Black Authors Showcase this morning. Please tell us about your book. What's the name of your book? And tell us a little bit about your book.
Yes. First off, thank you all for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is an honor. Celebrating us this month. The title of my book is Truth, the Rough Underlying Trials of Healing.
Okay.
Let's
take notes.
The rough underlying trials of healing. So for those of you who have just joined us again, we're doing the Black Author Showcase. Rochelle's book, the QR code is on the screen now. We invite you to please scan the QR code so you can actually, that'll give you more information about the book. And also each author will be giving away a book, and Rochelle's book is called Truth, the Rough Underlying Trials of Healing. Tell us about where you came up with the title first.
Wow.
Or how you came up. Let me say it that way.
Yes, no, either way, I got you.
Thank you.
I was a Houston chapter president of Survival with Voices at the time. And when I decided to go ahead and publish my book, because I had been sitting on it for some years, my book is a compilation of my journals. And so when I was sharing with my peers that was in that support group, I was given we was bouncing around some ideas and some names. And I was actually, one of the offers came from Robin Jones that was like, you're telling your truth. Your book is about your truth. And basically Robin Jones, shout out to him. He gave me my title.
Okay. So tell us what the book, I don't want that sounds generic, what the book is about. Tell us.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So as I shared that it was my journal, pretty much, and I went through some very traumatic experiences as a child, and I journaled a lot, and that was my way of healing and releasing. So one of the things that's discovered in the book is I'm a survivor of child molestation at the hands of my biological father. And I just talk about the level of dysfunction that I am literally a rose that grew from concrete.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's a topic that is a deep topic,
right? And
that a lot of people have really dealt with. What was your writing process like when you started writing this book? Because I can imagine all the emotions and all the feelings and things that may have came up as you were writing. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Absolutely. First of all, I'm just going to sum it up and say I went through all the things in the process. But gratefully, I was already deep in therapy, and I was processing these things. And that is what helped me compose the book and put it together. It was again, my journal. So I took all of my journals and I started voice recording. And I compared my journals to my voice recording, and I just put pen to paper. And as I was writing, because it's so deep and traumatic, the things that was unveiling in my book, when triggers will come, my process will have to take on a different form. So it changed throughout the completion of the book, because as I was peeling back the layers of my truth, some stuff came up that was in suppressed memory. So I had to take that back to therapy, come back and sit with that and process that, and like, do I want to put that in the book? No, let me change that up. And my book took on several forms out of the desire to protect those that was in the book, especially close family members. So I tried to make it fiction, but then the Holy Spirit say, that's not your truth at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I really kind of want to segue into that, because you mentioned your family members, or you did some things to try to protect the family members that were in there. What was it like when you were writing the book? What was the support like? Did your family members support you, or did you get a lot of backlash or rejection? Because I know I've had people who have written books about their truth,
and everybody in the family knows who they're talking about.
The family is not happy, and now it's causing strife and division and all of that kind of stuff. And so if you can just talk a little bit about that and what that process was like for you, and if you did experience that, how did you get past it?
I'm sitting here smiling because I've been tuned in since the beginning, and I was like, oh, when it get to me on that question, I'm going to answer that. And I just, because I'm the truth teller, I got all kind of hell through at me. It took on, I had so it was a solo journey. Let me start with that. And so I'm so happy to hear the authors that came before me that had the support. That me publishing my book put me in another place of isolation. But what really stuck with me was that it's bigger than me, that this is not for me. It's for those that need to hear that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And when I got approached by those family members, that I had some that did it in a conniving way, as if I'm going to purchase this to support you, to go behind me, to talk to other family members about it and try to pull and put together what they thought was the truth instead of talking to me, or actively listening to the interviews instead of just cherry picking what they wanted. And to this day, I have yet to have those courageous conversations with those persons, because I haven't been approached, but it has came to me. So I do know what has been said. The most important person out of all of this was me making sure that it wasn't any misrepresentation of my mother. That's what mattered most.
Absolutely.
And when I tell my story, I always say it's nothing against my mom. She did what she could. That does not change the sexual deviant behavior of my father that decided to take my innocence. That was him being driven by a demonic force. My love for my mother has never been weighed in on what happened with that. And so our relationship is fine. But to overall answer your question, I got the pushback, I got the negative feedback, and my answer to them, and I've said, I am telling my truth, and it's not for me. I have a publishing company. If you want to come tell your truth, holler at me. But this is my truth.
Okay.
Go ahead on there, Rochelle.
You know what? I really commend you, because
I like that.
I do love that. But it's difficult to be transparent about such a hard topic that I know a lot of people have experienced. I have friends. I have a friend who recently passed away who dealt with that throughout her whole entire life. And I think that she would have, oh my goodness, first of all, if she was here, she would have loved this book, and she would have been the first person to click on the QR code. But for people to be, for you to be vulnerable and to share this, and because there's so many other people dealing with it, or who have dealt with it, or who are still trying to process.
If you're just joining us, the Black Author Showcase is what we're doing today. We have we want everyone to be able to share. Go to your social media, go to the bottom of whatever social media platform, click share it so so we can get more eyes on what we're doing. We have some very, very talented authors right now. We're here with Rochelle Rochelle Yvonne. If you could pop up her QR code. So Rochelle, I applaud you, first of all, for not being afraid, because a lot of people, I'm speaking from the outside looking in, would be afraid to share the truth, particularly this touchy subject that you had to deal with, and for you to be on the other end, a author that's putting this out here, that's getting the word out, because you don't know how many people the eyes that will see your book, that will help someone not only to heal, but to get through the struggling part, because you got to go through the struggle part to get to the healing part. So I applaud you for, and I really like, and I'm not being messy, but I really like the part where you told them that if you want to publish your truth, yeah, I like that. That was. You
are being a little messy.
Well, I mean, you're welcome.
You're being a little petty.
You're welcome.
No, he just highlighting. That's the part. That's his takeaway.
All you said. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that caught my attention.
Okay, so I've been told, Rochelle, that you are participating in a documentary called Silent No More. And I'm assuming that based off your book and, people sharing their stories, can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with Your Life Media and Marketing and the documentary Silent No More?
Absolutely. Before I go there, I want to high five Mr. Clifford, because that level of confidence had to come from, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired,
There we go.
And I talk about this a lot, like, what is the compassion for the survivor? I refuse to attach the word victim to my name. The survivor. Why is the compassion? And so I got tired of everybody, what happened in this house, stay in this house, sweeping stuff under the rug. I got sick of the rug. The rug was heavy, stinking, and it needed to be thrown out. So I'm the trumpet blower, and I was like, do not invite me to no more family functions until we talk about the real elephant in the room.
Wow.
Because really quick, because the question is always, the thing is, what goes on in this house.
Yeah, you better not tell it.
You better not tell. Yeah. What goes on in this house stays in this house. What goes on in this family, that's what we've been conditioned. This is what.
And it's ugly and it's stinking, and I'm sick of it.
Our kids are.
They're feeling the residue from that.
Yeah. Our kids are having mental issues and all kinds of things based off of holding family secrets.
And one of the reasons,
I need to write a book called Family Secrets.
You know what? And I'm gonna co-author that. So the issue is like Aaron said, is we've been conditioned to not tell, but we're not looking at the broader scope, the damage that we're doing by telling them not to tell anybody, because the person that I'm telling, the person that I'm trying to tell is not necessarily I'm telling them because I'm trying to put you out there, put you on blast. I'm telling you because I need help. So you be telling me you don't want anybody to help me, so you continue to do dirt.
Let me tell you something about me. Mm-hmm. I would have told everybody. I am that person that if anything would have happened to me or anything, and I understand why people don't tell. So please do not get this mixed up, but I'm telling.
Oh, I'm definitely telling.
I'm telling because we're not about to keep.
Wait, Miss Aaron. Let me correct you. Let me say something. They'll going from my level of counsel and those that I have mentored. You can say that now in the seat that you're sitting.
You're absolutely right. And that's why you are absolutely right. I think if something happens to me now, I'm telling. I don't know what would have happened.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And as a child, you probably.
But you are absolutely right. And forgive me for if I was being insensitive. I understand as a child that would be hard for someone to come out and
especially coming from someone that's supposed to nurture and
Totally.
protect you. So
Right,
the one
right.
person that's supposed to
Absolutely.
protect you and nurture you
Absolutely.
and be your security, if that was infringed on and violated, who in the hell else
Yeah.
gonna protect
Yeah,
you?
so
Absolutely.
it's almost like, and I don't want it to get to seem like it's part of our culture, but it is, to where we groom.
Well, I was gonna go down next.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going down next.
Where we groom them not to be able. So again, I shout out to you for you being doing that, what you're writing it and getting it out there. So talk to me about the process that you used to formulate the book. Tell me the process. Walk me through the process.
Okay. Because I jumped over Miss Aaron's question. All of that is why I'm encouraged about the film. That's why I'm
Right.
excited about being in the film.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the film Silent No More.
So, and it's ironic that when I first started campaigning truth and discussing truth, back in 2016, my hashtags was Silence No More. And just how God is so amazing, he bring it back, that I'm offered to be a part of something like this that totally aligns with my mission. And the reach that I've had prior to this, I just see it elevating and going even higher. And we're going to win more souls and bring people out of darkness and out of suicidal, out of relations. We're going to bring people to a whole place and bring healing. And I'm just looking forward to all the great things that this docuseries is going to do.
And so with this docuseries, it's talking about speaking out about people who have maybe been sexually violated, different things like that. Is that what the documentary is about?
Well, so it's all about there's going to be different testimonials from various people that have been silenced in whatever experience that they had that caused them to be silenced. So we yelling that it stopped right here.
Awesome. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we are talking to Rochelle Yvonne. We are with the Black Authors Showcase. She has a book called Truth: The Rough Underlying Trials of Healing. You see, I had to write that down.
I saw that. I'm looking up here on the
underlying trials of healing.
Yep. There
is a QR code on your screen. Make sure you guys take your phone and scan that QR code, because I want you guys to get this book. I'm gonna get this book. I cannot wait to read it.
Yep.
I can't wait to read it. And I want you guys to make sure, not only will you scan the QR code, make sure you comment in the comment section, because our authors are giving away a book. So you have a chance to get the truth yourself.
Absolutely. So
you'll have a chance to get the truth yourself.
I have a question for you, Rochelle. So if you had to tell me what inspired you. We talked about that, because I don't want to go down that road again. Compare your writing skills. If you had to compare your writing skills to an author, who would you? That's A. That's the first question, and then the second question I'm gonna ask you when you answer that. So I'll let you know you got another question coming. So answer the first one, and then we'll move to the next one. Compare your writing skills. Let me know who you compare it to.
So I can start by saying that Maya Angelou is my inspiration, and Ayanna Vancetti is who helped me through my healing process.
Okay.
My second book is Mandatory Release, and I have been told that book mirrors Joyce Myers.
Okay. Joyce Myers. Okay.
If you can talk about, I don't know what your second question is, but she said something about mandatory release. So you have another book called Mandatory Release. What is Mandatory Release about? Tell us a little bit about that book.
Being free in the mind. Okay. I have 4 books.
Okay.
So when I wrote Truth was me working on my inner healing. And so the second book, Mandatory Release, was being released from mental incarceration. And it's set up in a metaphor of being released from prison and mental incarceration.
Right.
So it's even deeper.
Mental. Now I could write a book, and that would be my personal. You got
to read first, Mr. Clifford.
I heard that. I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that.
Okay.
My personal title would be mental James, can you mute both of them? Because they give me some.
You got to be
I
able
know
to
you can
read.
mute them from over there.
That's okay, because Miss Rochelle, we gonna make sure that he gets a copy of both of your
mental incarceration. I like that.
I love that. First of all, I work for Prison Fellowship Ministries, and so I deal with those who are physically incarcerated. Right. So think about them being physically incarcerated and then also being mentally incarcerated because of the trauma or the things that they have went through or how they even got to where they are now. So, wow. So we're going from the truth to
mental incarcerated. That's a short trip for me. so let me ask you this.
Y'all pray for
please do. Let me ask you this, Rochelle. So if you had to inspire or encourage an author, not necessarily a young author, let's use the word starting out, what would you say to them? Yes, ma'am. What would you say to them to help them along the way?
Well, look, I'm gonna have to drop a little plug. Go to my website and go to my website and sign up for my author boot camp so we can get started.
There we go. There we go. Plug that.
And what's your website?
Author Rochelle Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but outside of that, if they're not ready, and prior to me creating my author boot camp, when I have those that I have mentored and shared that they sitting on a book or sitting on most books, because like for me, I was pregnant with Truth for years, and once I released Truth, the rest of them just birthed out like mandatory releases.
Stop. Just a minute. That sounded so churchy. You was pregnant with.
That's what we are.
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I just like the way that you said that you were pregnant with Truth. Go ahead on in.
This is who Miss Rochelle is.
I said that. Go ahead on in, ma'am. I just want to bring it up. Yeah, I liked it. That.
And then what happened is she birthed that.
She birthed that. James, you got hoop triggers over there somewhere. Can you bring that in?
Me in the corner.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not just gonna shout. I'm gonna shout for her, and I'm gonna shout for me.
Yes, ma'am. So you.
If you haven't noticed already, Mr. Cliff, and me, Miss Aaron already high-fived over here in the spirit. We done connected. We on. And by the way, Aaron, chapter 6 in Truth is all about family secrets. So.
Wow! How about that?
I can't wait to read. I can't wait to read.
So we have the author boot camp, and you would suggest to them that they not sit on the idea, because I'm pretty sure when you're birthing, and you use that word, the ideas, that's when all of the side stuff starts to come in, because if keeping it churchy, because the devil really doesn't want you to birth that idea.
Yeah, so tell your truth. He is the father of lies.
Father of lies. So so he definitely didn't want you to get your truth out. So I'm glad that you did not fall victim to, and I'm assuming that a lot of authors, inspiring authors, are falling back because they don't want to, you could have chosen, well, I don't want to expose anybody, or I don't want to make anybody or my family turn it back on, but you instead you took the other route. So I applaud you for that. It took a lot of courage to do that.
And for those of you guys who are just now tuning in, you are watching Miss Rochelle Yvonne, one of our authors, our amazing Black authors that we are interviewing for our virtual Black Authors Showcase. If you have your phone, take your phone out and scan that QR code so that you can get her book, The Truth, The Rough Underlining Trials of Healing. She also has several other books as well, so I'm sure you'll be able to check out those. She will be participating in a documentary called Silent No More, powered by Your Life Media and Marketing. It's a documentary that will be coming out soon. So I definitely want you guys to go ahead and check out Miss Rochelle. Rochelle, how do they find you on social media?
Rochelle Yvonne on all platforms. My website, which is connected to the QR code, and again, my boot camp is on there. And it just dawned on me, I need to upload all of my other books on my website, so that can be there. And Of course, Amazon.
So make sure you guys go to Amazon, check out her books, scan that QR code. Also, if you share, please share our live. We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to learn about not just Miss Rochelle, but our other authors as well. We've had some great authors this morning. We have been learning so much about our authors. And so thank you so much, Rochelle, for being a special guest on our Black Author Showcase. And we're celebrating you for Black History Month, and we're celebrating you for being so vulnerable and sharing your truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. So if you're joining us, if you just joined us, this is the Black Author Showcase. I'm here with my co-host, Aaron. If you want to be showcased on our next author showcase, please email info@yourlifemedia.com. We want to shout out that we're being powered by Your Life Media and Marketing, Grow Her Network, reaching, I'm going to influence that. I'm going to put a little inflection in my voice, reaching Houston, Fleece Entertainment Group, Rochelle, and the Black Tube. So again, we're here. Aaron. Aaron is there. Thank you. Thank you, Rochelle, for being our author. But Aaron is here with me. She's our co-host. And we're getting through. Thank
you guys. Shout out for you guys who tuning into it. We've been here and we have been interviewing some amazing authors this morning. I have learned so much from our authors. We had children's books. We've had people who are sharing their truth and really sharing their gift and their testimony with us. So we're super excited to have you guys with us. If you please like and share, make sure you share with our network, and also stay engaged with us because we will be giving away books from our authors. So one of you guys will be able to win a book from Rochelle, a book from Zaria, Carissa, Mariko, and some of our other amazing artists that you guys will getting ready to hear from. But before we get to our next one, which I'm super excited about our next author too, like it's amazing. Awesome. Before we get to our next author, we have a commercial. So we're going to commercial. Make sure you stay tuned.
Be right back.
Everybody, it's Tate Dezay, also known as Mr. Big Head. I am thrilled to announce a special collaboration with Your Life Media and Marketing, where we delve into captivating conversations with extraordinary Black leaders across America. In honor of Black History Month, we've lined up insightful interviews with the likes of Dr. Joel Kemp, Brittany Q. Hill, Dr. Brooke Berry, and many more inspiring individuals. Join me every week as we uncover the stories, experiences, and wisdom of these remarkable leaders. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking interviews. Catch them exclusively on Your Life Media's Facebook and YouTube pages. Let's celebrate and amplify the voices shaping the narrative this Black History Month.
Have you been looking for professional video to capture your business or service? Your Life Studios is a premier podcast and video recording studios to meet your needs. We provide both recording and editing services for your small business, podcast, product shoots, event announcement, and speaking needs. Looking to create an animated show or character? We also provide video, print, web, and software development. Call today or visit our website for more information.
And welcome back to our virtual Black Author Showcase powered by Promote Black Authors and Your Life Media and Marketing.
Right.
I am Erin Renee.
And I am Clifford.
And if you are just now tuning in, we have been interviewing authors all morning from all different genres of books. And we are excited to showcase these authors during Black History Month, because this is Black History Month.
It is the whole month of February.
The whole month of February. But really, it should be
Every
Black
day.
365.
It is Black 365.
Isn't Black 365?
Yeah,
Isn't that the AT&T slogan? I think
it should be
Black 365 or
That's right.
one of those slogans.
That's right.
And so, but we decided, Your Life Media and Marketing decided to do a Black author showcase to highlight some of the authors that are out there that you may not know about, but we want to make sure that our virtual world, everyone on our social media platforms and our network knows about these authors. So if you can stop and share our live, make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you tell everybody. And also, if you would like to be a part of our next author showcase, you can go to info@yourlifemedia.com. info@yourlife, YALIFE media.com, and you have a chance to be a part of our next Black Author Showcase. And also too, please stay engaged. We are giving away books. We have 9 authors we're interviewing today, and you will get a chance to win a book from one of our 9 authors. So make sure that you comment and we
scan
will
that QR code.
Scan that QR
Make sure you
code,
do that.
and we will make sure we are going to pick a winner from one of our lucky people who are watching. Our viewers. I got
scanners and viewers.
tongue-tied.
That's
I be
okay.
getting tongue-tied.
That's
One of our
okay.
lucky viewers. So
Who's next?
we got another author.
Fashay.
We Fashay Haley.
Fashay.
We are super excited about our next author, Miss Fashay Haley.
Good morning, Fashay. How are you?
Good afternoon.
How are you? Good
Hey,
afternoon.
good
Yes, it is afternoon.
My bad. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
So,
welcome to Black
welcome
Author
to the
Showcase.
Black Author Showcase. And I am excited about interviewing this amazing author because she's not only an amazing Black, powerful female author, but she's also my friend.
I'm going to be praying for you.
She's a
I'm going to be praying for you.
I've been watching you. It's okay. We can pray together when we go to lunch that you'll be treating me, Sean. I've already checked you out.
You ma'am are on something. You know what? I like you already. You know what?
Listen.
You said something right there.
Listen.
Welcome aboard.
Jay and I went to high school together. So we went to high school together in Washington. We went to high school together, and now we are grown and have families. But Fashay's doing some amazing things, and we're so excited. And when we reconnected after all of these years, and she started telling me about the things that she was doing, and I got real excited. And everybody knows when I get excited about something, I go 1,000%. And you should. But I'm excited because she has a book that she just recently launched, recently published. Fashay, please tell us the name of your book and tell us what it's about.
So the title is Intentional Dads, and the subtitle is Insights into the Powerful Presence of Biological and Bonus Dads. So it's definitely I would say a divine assignment is what I call it, and birthed out of gratitude, right? Because I've been blessed to have different men in my life that's been extremely intentional and present. I'm not saying perfect, but present. And not only in my life, but I've been blessed to see how they operate in the lives of their children, even being in corporate America for over 21 years and being blessed to be able to have good connections with different people within the financial industry I'm in. Just being able to see how men navigate fatherhood has been a blessing. So that's what this book is all about.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us how you got your start in writing.
Yeah, so let me just be clear. This is a divine assignment, meaning this is the only book that the Lord has told me to write so far.
Okay.
Let me be clear. So far. I would say that I've been blessed in this moment or in the season I've been with the book. to be a writer for this specific assignment, but I wouldn't say that writing came natural to me. I didn't actually learn how to read until I was in 4th grade, and didn't really. I went to high school, like Aaron said, but I was in and out, right? So that sometimes I was there and sometimes not so much. So
you and me both.
Just because of how I grew up. With that being said, writing wasn't necessarily something I aspired to do, but I did have moments where I did show up in class, and a teacher would say, "Why are you not here?" Or "Why don't you write more?" And I did not take a lot of confidence in it, mainly because I didn't realize that writing and editing also are two different things as well. So you can be a creative and not necessarily be very excited or fascinated with the editing process, right? And so I didn't understand that until much later. But where this was actually inspired from was after one of my first bonus dad, who passed away almost 3 years ago, actually coming back up to Seattle, or going back up to Seattle and helping with that. I just had, through the grief process, also had immense gratitude for his intentional investment in my life, even though he knew for a long time that I wasn't his biological child, and how his family brought me in. And in that moment, God gave me an opportunity to really look back and really see the presence of men and how he operated through them to actually be available. So I never really felt fatherless, although I don't know who my biological father is.
Okay. So we want to invite everyone to scan the QR code first, and then secondly, we want to invite everyone to share this particular topic, this particular Black Author Showcase on your social media platforms. So intentional dads, when you say intentional, be more specific when you say intentional, because it seems like being a father already is intentional. Well, let me take that back. Let me take that back. So explain, be more specific, because being intentional means that there's intent. That's where you get it's a product of that. So tell us about, I'll tell you what, give us a contrast. So that would be more, that would help. Give me the contrast to that.
This intentional is an action word in itself, right? It's correct. To be deliberate and deliberate, purposeful, right? So to have intent is just a concept, right? To be intentional is an actual action. And so that's doing something on purpose. So you, as you were sharing earlier, Clifford, you can be a dad or a father, but not, and have good intent, but not execute, right? And not do it on purpose. And so but your question is amazing, because at the intro of the book, I do, and during the time that I spent over the last 3 years, I've had an opportunity for about 1.5 years to interview, almost 2 years, interview men, both in the U.S. and outside of the U.S. about fatherhood. So my first question that I asked them was, how do you feel like you were an intentional father? And I gave a definition as you're asking. So I said, and so let's just be clear. I'm saying, do you feel like you are present and available emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally? And then we actually spent time together, in person, virtual, etc., exploring where they felt like they did well, right? So a lot of men felt like they did well in being present physically, but very much needed a lot of help being available and present emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
Was that and I'm not going to say was it across the boards, but did you see that how, if I was to do a pie chart, a graph, did you see a numbers fall off, particularly in the African American community as opposed to different nationalities? Yeah. Talk to me about that.
So great question. So chapter 3 in my book is titled Straight Talk, No Chaser. But it's specifically Q&A with fathers about fatherhood. So I gave the demographics, right? So demographics, as it relates to what you're talking about, race was not a factor as it relates to, when I say not a factor, as it relates to a huge difference in experience. So I interviewed all different races, all different family dynamics, because that's important. Are you divorced? Are you widowed? Are you single? What's your fatherhood dynamic, right? Do you have biological kids, bonus kids, or any step or acquired kids? Or you mentor? You have a lot of different ways that you can contribute and be a bonus to someone's life. I asked what their faith background was, right? So some people were Christian, Muslim, atheist, agnostic. So a lot of things play a part in coming back to what you, I think, are asking, Clifford, is that at the end of the day, the commonality and experiences were not that different, right? Meaning that a lot of men, and I specifically give the actual percentages in the book, chapter 3, and I gave the questions that I asked and their specific responses, so that it can offer a perspective to other men and women about what men felt specifically. But when it came down to it, a lot of things that I had heard about something being specific to the Black experience, or white, or Hispanic, or Indian, or whatever, Asian, at the end of the day, when I talked to men one-on-one, their experience was pretty common as it relates to disconnects emotionally and mentally, mainly because of their exposure and their ability to actually practice in that area and not feel with the level of vulnerability, right? And a diminishing of pride. They hadn't had a lot of experience. It didn't matter what race they came from and what background they came from, because they haven't had a lot of experience and a safe space to actually practice. They didn't know how to extend what they didn't know what they hadn't experienced. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you're just now tuning in, we are talking to Fashae Haley, and you can get your phone. If you can get your phone out, you can scan that QR code so that you can check out her book, Intentional Dads. Intentional Dads. Fashae, you had a lot, or I won't say a lot, but you had bonus dads. How did those bonus dads shape who you are today?
Yeah, I really believe it was because I said they weren't perfect. I think that's also the secret sauce for me. Some of these men, well, all of them had their own children. Let me just say that. Some were married, some just, had girlfriends or were in there doing their thing. Some had good relationships with their kids, and some, because of a myriad of situations, didn't have any relationship at all with their kids, whether they wanted to or not, right? And so what I learned from them was their ability to be who they were with me, meaning they also, more than my mom, coming back to one of the other authors who just spoke, I believe it was Miss Rochelle, spoke about her journey, right? And the fact that her mom was present, but she doesn't put anything on her mom, right? Her mom has her own way in her story, but my mom had her way in my story. And sometimes it was a lot of drama, a lot of challenges that she gave to these men that a lot of them she didn't even date, but they had connected with me in different ways and decided to be present. But the guys that were came into my life through relationship with her, some of the times she made it very clear, I don't know why you're even here, because it's not even your daughter, but they were invested, right? My mom was.
She ain't your daughter.
What?
Yeah. Why are you even here? Why are you invested, right? But the fact is, I saw them keep showing up, right? I saw them come to my graduations, come to my concerts, send different things. Hey, Shay, even the one that was in and out of prison, he never saw. When he came out, he found me and made sure, hey, how you doing at school? What you got? What you need? Wow. And so, and the fact that they were always interested in my experience made me interested in theirs, right? And what they had to say. So I was open to receiving from them because I felt like they were interested and they were invested in whatever way they could be.
Wow.
Wow,
So, I mean, you're
that's a blessing.
seeing from her perspective the importance of that male figure.
Right.
Doesn't necessarily have to be your biological father. And I know that Fasha and I have had conversations before because I'm kind of on the opposite end. I had bonus moms. And my mom, and no diss to my biological mom. My mom lived in Arkansas. I lived in Seattle. So we were separate. I'd lived with my dad. And so I had bonus moms who shaped, who took on that role from my mom, and they were there when I needed help with prom and I needed help with this and that. And, making sure I knew, feminine hygiene and all that kind of stuff that my mom necessarily didn't really teach me, not because she didn't want to, it's just because I was with my dad.
Right.
And, that was a, personal choice, but so it's really good to see from the opposite end, someone who is giving and shedding light to, the importance of just having that male figure and those people that she's still connected to today, whether they're, still living or they're not, that they've shaped who she is today.
Right.
So I love that.
I think a lot of times when you talk about the dads, I don't want to say that it's downplayed more, but I think the role is just as important.
That's right.
As anyone,
Absolutely.
whether you're parenting, whether you're the biological parent, or whether, because in a lot of instances there's an element that's missing, and I might be as a father, I might be the only. I have a ministry that I'm over in my church, and I encounter kids that come from all walks of life. And in some instances, I might be the only male figure, not their dad, but the only male figure. And I got to be above reproach. I have to, and it took me a while to get there. I have to be the same person when they see me on Saturdays at practice and not, and not go in there. So real quick, if you could inspire someone, an inspiring artist or aspiring author coming up, what would you say? How would you encourage them?
I would just encourage, I think you've had a lot of people share great best practices already, right? Just get on it, do what you can with what you have, right? Your story, don't ever discount it, because at the end of the day, you're here for a particular reason and purpose, and it's not by accident, right? So your story may only be purpose to impact one person, but sometimes that one person will go to places and spaces and times that you will never reach. That, again, there's whatever space they go in, it may be meant to impact a million. You never really know. So work with what you have. You don't have to have everything perfect. I thought I was done a lot of times with this book. And then when I say thought I was done, I was like, okay, it's ready to publish. And then it was not. Okay. And so, so really that's okay. But when God told me that this was an area of focus for me, I think you hit it on the nail, the head on the nail, Clifford, as well. I think people just assume that because we've always did things where women have led in particular spaces because we've had to, right? Sometimes, but also men. So the male's role has been sometimes diminished or not as valued. But I think we all know instinctively that everyone needs to be present and valued in their own space. It may not look like the traditional relationship, but we need to see men. I work with men all the time in the executive world. And if I don't understand how to actually respond and respect and navigate that relationship, then that makes it difficult for me to not only do what I'm supposed to do, but also open up spaces for other women I'm supposed to be opening up that space for. So it's really like, let me work with what I have. Let me assess the relationships that I have, right? And let me, again, work with myself and whoever else I'm supposed to be partnering with. I love Erin because she's willing to partner with people with what they have, leveraging her strengths. And she's like, what you got? All right, let's bring this together. And so really that's what I would say, work with what you have, assess what you have, and then just know that you were never meant to do life by yourself, right? So you don't have to do it by yourself. Why would you have to do it?
Absolutely.
It's my logic, right? I don't want to have to do it on my own. That's parenting or anything else.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And you don't have to.
Yes, ma'am. So we want to thank you, Fashay.
And how can they find you on social media?
Oh, you can find me you could probably easily go to the website, which is intentionaldadsmovement.com. But on Facebook, Instagram, intentionaldadsmovement.com. So, Intentional Dads Movement on all spaces. And then the book can be found on Amazon, Target, and I believe it's on Barnes & Noble.
And you can click on the QR code as well. So if you scan that QR code, you are able to go straight to get her book. Thank you so much, Fashay, for being a special guest on our Black Author Showcase. You guys go check out Intentional Dads. It is always important to have some type of male figure in your life. That bonus dad is important. And you can hear about the different stories that she dealt with and the bonus dads that really shaped who she is today. Again, thank you, Fashay.
Thank you. And Clifford, I'll be looking for my lunch. I appreciate you.
When you come to Houston, holler at me.
I can be there in 4 hours.
Dallas. When you in Dallas? Oh, you in Dallas? Okay, well, hey, just come on down 45. Holler at me. Hey, look, we can meet in Centerville. We can meet in Centerville halfway.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank y'all.
Yes,
bye.
Bye. If you are just now tuning in, you are watching Aaron Renee.
Right, and Clifford. I said that. My radio voice.
From the Black Author Showcase, we are here, and we have been talking to some amazing authors.
We
oh my
had
goodness!
Carissa, Zuri Alexander, Mariko, Rochelle, and we just had Fashay.
We just had Fashay, and she had Intentional Dads. So we have crossed the gamut from like children's books to the truth to a black
we hitting everything.
We hitting everybody across the board.
Everybody.
And so we're excited. So if you have not, please like and share. Please like and share with your network. Right. We want to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to learn about our authors that we are showcasing this Black History Month. And make sure you scan the QR codes and also comment in the comment section for a chance to win a book from one of our amazing authors.
Right. And we're powered by, and this is my spot. We're powered by Your Life Media Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reaching Houston, Fleeks Entertainment, and the Black Tube. We also want to invite you to share, comment on your social media outlets. Please share so we can get the word out, get more eyes on what we're doing today, and that is the Black Author Showcase. I'm here with Aaron, and we've had a great time. We've had some interesting topics. And every last one of them needs to be addressed, not only in our community, but worldwide. So far, there's been several that stuck out to me, but I'm not going to highlight that. I'm just going to say we've had some great artists.
We have some great
to be fair across the
board
with everybody.
You're going to read?
I didn't say that. I said that.
All right.
I'm going to try to.
Moving right along. We got our next author that is coming up to our platform, Miss Queen Amina. Queen Amina. Hey.
How are you? Can you hear us?
Everybody.
Hey.
How are you? I'm Aaron and Clifford.
Yeah. Clifford.
Hey. Don't start anything over there.
Welcome to the Black Author Showcase. Thank you for being a special guest with us this afternoon. Please tell us the name of your book and tell us what your book is about.
So I want to say first and foremost, let me just say this. I believe all things are meant to happen. And I want to tell you, I've been watching since the first person. I took a screenshot of the right name, but this show, this lineup, these people, this situation, y'all Royal Blue, this was meant for today. Okay, this was
wipe me down.
Okay. 24. Okay.
Yes.
This is Black History. So I don't just have one book. I have 11 books, and I have one author signed under me. So I have 12 books. I'm about to make a clock soon. I got y'all. But yes, I am Queen Amina. Okay. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia in the 80s. Okay. I know I look 5, but I'm actually in my 40s. So I want y'all to know I am seasoned with what I've been doing. Okay. So I started out in poetry, that downtime. But then I said to myself, if I could write a book, because I was in love with Sister Souljah, I'm gonna change the names, but people will benefit from the things I've been through, the things I've survived, the things I experienced. So I've gone back and forth between my poetry and my novels, and I've just been giving it to the world. I've just been trying to be as vocal as possible because people wanted to shut down, I guess, my voice. So now I am shouting it to the days is long. So I want to thank y'all for having me and letting me scream my truth in here today.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
the QR code is on the screen right now. We're inviting everyone to please scan the QR code. Why? Because each author is going to gift a book at the end when we get ready to do that. We're also let you know again, we're here at the Black Author Showcase. We're showcasing Black authors. I'm here with Aaron, and we are just excited about the talent that we've had here today. So tell us how you got started in writing.
I started in poetry, and I was kind of a battered child. So I left home at 13 because of the home situation. And my poetry was my outlet instead, because I like the box too. But I felt like, let me put it productive. So I started writing because nobody wants to go to jail. And and one of my English teachers, she actually took a poem from me. I was a teenage mom. So I fell asleep in English class, and I kept falling asleep. And she took one of my poems when I went to sleep, and she sent it to a contest, and I won. And I
shout out to that teacher.
Yes, Miss Janice Steinberg. Okay, 1998. I still remember her name. Miss Janice Steinberg, my National Literacy Corps English teacher. You were amazing. Because of her, I am Show It Well Publications. Okay, if it wasn't for her, baby. All right. But because of that, I've just been doing that poem. She said it was called "I Cried," and she said it made her cry. And when I won and I had to perform it, I cried some more. And I just knew my journey was to just. So poetry. I have 6 poetry books out. And these behind me, In the Heart of the Queen, The Queen That Spoke, and In the Mind of the Queen, those are all poetry books because that is my base. It keeps me grounded. Even in my novels, somebody might send a poem to someone that keeps me very grounded. Maya Angelou, Nikki Giovanni, Edgar Allan Poe, these are my role models.
Okay, so tell us about where the loyalty lie. That's what we're talking about, and the journey of Chris and Sparks. First, who is Chris and Sparks? Am I saying that right?
So Chris and Sparks. Yes, Sparks. They are actually the person. Okay, but for me, Chris is every guy I've ever known. Okay, my father, my uncles, my cousins, the men I grew up with. I was a tomboy till I was 19. So the men I grew up with, Chris is a combination of him. And then I think Sparks is more like a combination of me trying to get out of that life, wanting to be better, wanting more. So, but in a male version. So, nobody wanted to hear about the queen wanting to do that. So, I changed it into a guy, and he is just, he's running this, I want to say, place in New York, and he doesn't want that life. He wants to be suit and tie, go to school, and the woman of his dreams is like, oh no, this is my life. But his best friend is like, no, if you out, I'm out. Let's be legit. And then the life he leads, it keeps coming back and pulling him in, and coming back and pulling him in. So now torn. Am I this or am I that? And his journey takes him back to every woman. He swears he is the man that protects the women, who takes care of his mom, that gives his children's mother everything. But the women that he stepped on the way up, they felt like, oh no, that wasn't you. And we're going to make sure you know it, and everybody around you knows it, as we bring and drag you back down. And you won't know which way it's coming from and how many of us it is until it's too late for you. So that's sparked
Whoa.
journey.
That book is. I can see a movie.
Right.
I'm envisioning a series or a movie because I mean they kind of take them back to reality.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm this, and they're like, no, let me tell you how you really were. Let's go back to that. With that intentional dad, was you intentional,
or were you just?
Was you just? Was you there?
The inspiration for this particular book, where did that come from?
It honestly came because as a woman, I see these traits that everyone has shown me, and as a woman, and Aaron, I'm talking to you. We say, "Oh no, we can fix that." So I had to write it as the continuance of the black man. When you read it, you will understand.
I'm not reading it. I'm already.
Oh yeah, we gonna make sure you get a book. We gonna make sure you scan that QR code because you gonna read this book.
Yes.
You're not just.
I got a feeling this gonna make me. This is your mic is about to get muted, ma'am. You keep on. This is
gonna hold you accountable because you may think you one way, but in reality, I'm gonna tell you.
Wait a minute. A leopard never changes his spots. Y'all gonna make.
No, but
yeah,
but Queen, but
is it black with white stripes or white with black stripes? What is it?
Oh.
Let's talk about. So you say you were inspired. You say you were inspired. So if you had an opportunity to create, let's fast forward. If you have something that you're thinking about doing, you're birthing an idea. Do you kind of stay within, I would say, the realm of books that are more personal, or have you ever got into something, I don't know what the word is, where it's I don't want to use the word fantasy, where it's what's the word they use when you're writing a book and it's not necessarily about anyone in particular? Does that make sense?
Fiction,
like fiction. I'm sorry, fiction. I'm using the word fiction.
Yeah.
Fiction.
My books are non-fictional because mine are like urban fiction, because a lot of the things in my book I have survived and people I know have survived, honestly, but I just changed the names. And every place that I have listed in every single one of my books, you can go to, okay? You can show up there and eat at those places. You can go to them hotels and sleep at them. I have named places and things. So for me, I there's a message and there's a lesson in everything that I write because I survived it. And I write it as a fanciful. However, when you see what really happens, we really survived this. We lived this, but nobody wants to hear, that the girl down the street lived this life. You got to read it in this book. I don't believe in those books, and I'm sorry, and to no author am I bringing you down, but I don't believe in those, the baby mama done one chick. I don't believe in those books for some reason. That's just not who and what I am. If there's not a message through the drama, I don't want to read. I need to learn something. What did I learn at that? Because if you don't understand, your brain is a muscle. You got to exercise it. I might be entertaining you, but I want to educate you to the facts as well. My children always say, Mom, you always make it seem like life is like this and this is going to happen. It does. And now that one of my daughters in college, she sees it really does. These things really happen. It's entertainment, but it's all fun and games. You really have to get through this type of situation.
Right.
And so you really have
need to, absolutely.
You're really getting educated. I love that. That. Absolutely. So when you are going through your process, like your journey, what are some of the things you do to get ready to write? Like, what are some of and again, one of our questions is rituals, and I don't necessarily use that word ritual, but what is your process when you are getting ready to start your journey of writing? Because you have 11 books, and then not to mention she signed somebody under her too.
Right. So you got 12.
She's a publisher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what's your journey? What's your writing process?
Being honest, God comes through me. I can be asleep, and if my body says get up and start typing, get up and grab that recorder, start recording, get up and write this down, I have to. And sometimes I'll be thinking, I have a book sitting on my desk right here that if I'm thinking of it, I just have to write it down. I have to, and it might not go in the book at that moment, but I will go back to it and say, I wrote this down on this day. Where does this go? For some reason, it comes to me in bits and pieces, and then the things that I experience as well, and then I put it all together. You know, I was just watching the show. I'm working on another spinoff called Queen Pen, and I was watching the show the other day, and it brought me back to my scientific roots because I love science. That's my thing. Reading and science has always been my thing. And now my Queen Pen, she gonna be a lethal scientific killer in her book. So you know, but you're gonna learn some scientific.
You gonna learn
something.
Absolutely.
Right.
I love it.
Yes, man.
I love it.
The message is positive.
I actually have a poem I want to do for you guys. For people who don't know who I am, because like I said, poetry is me. I am a combination of most, but I have a poem that I want to do for you before we finish the interview, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Y'all ready? Okay.
Yes,
so for those who don't know Queen Amina, I am Philadelphia born and raised. So I'm sorry, I'm very unapologetically me at this point in life. So some people ask me, am I a writer, a poetess, or a mogul? And I simply tell them, I don't know. Some days I feel like Maya Angelou. Some days I feel like Edgar Allan Poe. Some days I feel like Sister Soldier, and other days I promise you I feel like Zane. Sometimes I'm a little crazy, and others I'm totally insane. One thing for sure, the amount of time it took me to mature. My God has placed this crown on my head, and I promise you I'm going to wear it proudly until I'm buried cold and dead. For those that don't know, that no matter what, I weather the storm. I grace the stage, and when you read in my books, trust me, it's me on every page to page. I was put here on this throne, and God has told me I'm his daughter, and it is gratefully going to be shown. One thing is God doesn't make no mistakes, and he separates the real from the fake. So I am a mogul, a writer, and a poetess. And don't get it confused, because I'm highly blessed. I have a voice, and I will be heard. And I'm teaching lessons, even if that sounds absurd. Showing women how to be mothers and wives. I need some of you to understand, because y'all running the streets naked like y'all don't really live these lives. I'm showing our young girls how to read. My God said, just plant the seed. And I am Queen Amina, for those that don't know. And I'm a poetess, a writer, and a one-woman show. Thank you.
Yes.
So we want to thank you, Queen Amina.
Thank you.
The QR code is on the screen for those of you who we invite you to scan the code, get her book. Each author will be giving away a book. We're going to let you go. Thank you for being a part of the Black Author Showcase.
Yes. Thank you for being a part of the Black Author Showcase. And if you are just tuning in, we are talking to Queen Amina, or we just finished talking to Queen Amina. Her QR code is on the screen. And how can they find you? Your website or your social media?
I'm on Amazon under Queen Amina Show It Well, and I have a whole page. You can follow that page. I am an author on Goodreads. You can talk to me directly on there. I'm on Barnes and Nobles. I'm on Target. I have my own site. If you click that QR code, it will take you to my site. You can become a member, and we can talk and powwow. I'm looking for authors. Show It Well Publications is open. Remember, everybody has a voice and a purpose, and even if you think nobody wants to hear you, I do.
Oh,
amen. Well, thank you so much. We look forward to hearing more from you soon.
Nice meeting you. Have a good day.
I'm gonna find you, Aaron. I need a network. I'm only 3 hours. I'm gonna take that drive. I need my lunch.
All right,
so I eat.
come on.
Oh, I heard that.
So if you are just now tuning in, we are, this is the Black Author Showcase.
That's what it is.
This is the Black Author Showcase. If you can do us a favor, if you can like and share, we have had some great authors. I mean, we have been spending the afternoon, and thank you guys who have been spending the afternoon with us.
Right.
We appreciate you guys.
Especially if you've been riding with us since we first came on.
Yeah, if you've been riding with us since the beginning, we appreciate you. Make sure you guys comment in our comment section. We are going to be giving away a book to 9 of our lucky viewers. So for those of you guys who have been rocking with us throughout this morning and this afternoon, we will be giving away one of our books. You will win a book from one of our authors, and we have some great authors. I'm looking forward to reading all 9 of those books. What about you?
You know what? If Aaron keeps putting me on the spot about reading 9
I'm reading the books, because let me tell you something.
Look.
Queen Amina said I need to be learning. I need
She
to
did
be,
say that.
I need to I don't need to just read. I need to learn.
Yeah,
I need to acquire some knowledge.
And you know what? And I will say this. If you're reading something you're not learning, you just basically just wasting. Hey, you know what? You wasting. Welcome to the Black Author Showcase. This is Aaron and Clifford. We want to thank you guys, particularly Your Life Media, for just creating this wonderful platform to showcase the Black authors. We are powered by Your Life Media and Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reaching Houston, Fleeks Entertainment Group, and the Black Tube. We ask that you would comment, drop your comments in the comment bar. We ask that you would post and share this link or however you want to your social media outlets to get the word out. This is the Black Author Showcase. We have had Carissa Hubbard. We've had Zaria Alexander. We've had Mariko Gordon. We've had Rochelle Johnson. We've had Fashay Haley. We just had Queen Amina. And these are superb artists with various topics that you know, like Aaron said, you really need to read their books. Go out and support these Black authors that you see on here. Don't just you know, it's not an indictment. Don't just listen to us, but go out and buy their books and support them and encourage others to support. Treat it like it was yours. You know, take ownership over it. So we're just proud to be here on a Saturday to be able to share this information as you know, as we try to highlight again the black authors in our, not only in our community, but they're worldwide as well.
So coming up to our platform, we have another amazing author. We got a lot of women authors. Where's the men authors at?
Why is she looking at me when she said that? I don't know.
we had one male, but
I'm offended by that.
We got some women power out here. These authors, they're sharing their truth. But we're excited to bring up Miss Denise Turney.
Oh, thank you so much. I've joined early this morning. I'm on the Eastern Standard Time. I know you guys are on Central Time, so I was on it when you kicked off at 12 and got the pleasure to listen to a lot of the other authors who were on and seeing you guys, your fun and your energy. So thank you for this opportunity. And it was a pleasure to learn about the many other authors. I'm in like book groups and book clubs, and you always just keep learning. It's so different from when I was young. There weren't that many Black authors when I was coming up. I mean, like I'm going back to the 70s. There was Gwendolyn Brooks and Toni Morrison and Maya Angelou, and of course James Baldwin and Langston Hughes, etc. But there weren't that many. And then people started self-publishing. And this was, I'm going back to the 90s, early 2000s, and now it's just taken off. It's just taken off. They're not waiting for other people to come and are you seeing an uptick, since you mentioned that about the Black authors in particular? Are you seeing more of those here lately within the last 10 years? I am seeing more. And then authors who are traditionally published, like Terry McMillan, you know, when Waiting to Exhale came out, that just took off. The publishing industry is like any other industry, music, film, any industry. If they can see it's starting to make money, there's revenue generated, then people will get behind it. But sometimes, particularly with the Black book market, people said that it would never take off. That Black folks didn't buy enough books, and people self-publish and prove differently. I heard somebody mention Zane, and she's somebody who passed our calls years ago when she first came out. She started putting chapters of her book out on her website, and people started saying, "When's the next chapter coming out? When's the next installment?" And it took off. It took off. Yes, it took off. So and then more and more authors. Terry McMillan started publishing her own book. She was traditionally published, of course, but she said, "Why am I not getting the reach as some other authors?" So she started sending postcards. And so then the platforms like this, where you get introduced to more readers and more authors just took on themselves. And it's just, I see so many books. I'm always introduced to authors that, oh, wow, there's so many more awesome authors and awesome books out here, from children's books to young adult to adult books, fiction and nonfiction. It's just a welcome sight. It's welcome to see.
Yes, ma'am. So Denise, tell us about your book that we're highlighting today. Tell us the title, and then tell us how you birthed the idea.
Oh, yes, thank you. Long Walk Up is the book I'm talking about here today. I've actually published over 20 books. I've been at this
for quite a minute.
Okay.
But Long Walk Up came to me in a way no other book I've written. It's a fictional story. And I was driving to work at the time. I was living in near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I was driving to work, and it came to me from within to write this story about a little girl who had a very challenging, traumatic childhood, but this glorious future. And I was told to keep it to 40 pages. I sent it to a friend of mine. It's set in Africa. I sent it to a friend who teaches African American studies at a college in Philadelphia. And she said, oh, you got to have a romantic story in there. So the book got longer. It's about 105 pages. You can read it in one sitting. But Mulliken, and that's a picture of my sister when she was a little girl on the front. But Mulliken is a little girl. She's 6 years old, and her family live in a community in Africa. And I mean, it's some people call it like a tribe, but I call it a community. And her father, her mother, they're all there. There's a man named Bilka. He's the community leader. It's flourishing. The plant life is flourishing. The animal life is flourishing when her family first get there. And then they don't know about this. And this is a thing that takes a lot of human lives globally. Malaria sets in. They don't know from the mosquitoes that it's coming. And everything starts to dry off. The animals leave, the plant life starts to dry off. So it's a change, and the community's having a tough time shifting through the change. So they're still staying there. And then her father passes, her brothers, and finally her mother. So she's 6 years old, and it's just Mulliken, but she has something in her at 6 years old. So does she stay with the people she's known her whole life? And Bilka is not a kind leader. And so one day after her mother's buried, she decides she's drawn to this hill. She's drawn to this hill. So they don't grow up like we are in apartments and homes. So they living in like little huts outside. And so she starts to go up this hill, and it changes her whole life. Almost instantly, within hours, she regrets it. She doesn't have food. She's left the only people she's ever known. But she continues this trek. She rolls down this hill, and she's in like this marketplace where people's voices are all intermingling, and they're negotiating prices for food and clothes, etc. There's a kind family that takes her in, and she stays with them. And this is also during the time of the AIDS crisis. She stays with this family that she's grown. And her life, just how it links, I'm not going to give the story away, how it links from Miss Desta, who helps her, and her mother's spirit also guides her. So, but she goes on, little Mulliken at 6 years old, to become Africa's first woman president. So her start is she cannot give in to comfort, as her mother tells her, I know you like staying here with Desta, but this is not you got to go into your destiny. And it's not wanting to stay with comfort, you will never get there. And so she goes on, and oh my gosh, her ending is nowhere near.
Yeah, we want to make sure we don't give too much away.
We don't want you to give it away.
We want these readers to go to the QR code
right,
and make sure they scan so they can read this for themselves.
Absolutely.
But Miss Denise, what was your inspiration behind writing this book? How did you even get inspired to write about such a interesting topic?
Well, first, thank you. This is the only story that has come to me the way it did. Again, I was just driving, and I was given very specific instructions to write a story about a young girl with this challenging childhood. It had to be very, very challenging. And this glorious, her destiny was amazing. I was given very specific instructions on writing that story. And I've never, generally when I write a story, when there's inspiration for the framework for the story might be from a TV show I saw, or a book I read, or something that I experienced, or something that people around me have experienced. That's where the genesis for the story generally comes. So this one was very, very different, how this story came through. Very different.
That's good. That's good that you got the inspiration. That way, I'm not going to say so with authors. Some of the authors that we've talked to today, everybody has gotten their own or has had their own method of inspiration. Whether the Lord spoke to them, whether they were driving, whether they were doing something personal. Let's talk about the writing style. If you were comparing, and I've asked this question to almost everybody, if you would compare your writing style, who would you compare your writing style to?
Oh my gosh. I would say, I'm going to say, I don't think there's anybody I could compare. When I started out as a writer, I was 10 years old. And I was always told, I studied it. I studied from the very beginning. I was always told the one thing to do as an author, you have to develop your own voice. Yes, it's to become a good author, you need to do a lot of reading. And I used to read, I've probably read well over 1,000 books. I mean, I used to read voraciously. As a kid, I read 30 to 50 books a week. And I was active. I ran track and cross country. I was active. I wasn't like a indoor kid, but I did love to read a lot. But I was always told, and I'm talking about the Walter Mosleys, the James Baldwins, etc. You have to find your own voice. You have to find your own voice. And if you read authors, that's something that readers like. They like a person's style, their voice. That's what the reader is attracted to. So I wouldn't compare myself to anybody, but I will tell you, when I was young, I always wanted my books to be in the literary section. I didn't want to write like a genre, specific genre, but to really tell a story that had a universal human angle and impact. That was always important to me. I can't think of another author that I say, oh my, I sound like them, or they sound like me.
Yes, ma'am.
Hopefully I did establish my own voice over all the years I've been writing.
Awesome. So for those that are just joining us, again, this is Clifford with Aaron, and we're here with doing the virtual Black Author Showcase. And our guest right now is Denise Turney. Is that correct? Denise Turney, and you can scan the QR code to get a copy of her book. Each author is going to be giving away one book. So Denise, what is your source of inspiration, your source of inspiration?
Well, first, the creator, of course. And that's where when I was 10 years old, I tell this story sometimes. I was reading a book by Gwendolyn Brooks, and I tell you this experience I had. I've met many wonderful authors because I also have a podcast, and I've met New York Times best-selling authors. I've met people who in the movie industry who made their own movies, actresses and actors. I've just been blessed. But I was reading Gwendolyn Brooks as a kid, 10 years old, and again, I read voraciously. And I had this feeling come over me while I was reading her book, after having read so many. I can't explain it. And I said, oh my God, that's like my Aunt Ruby, or that's like this person or that person, as I'm reading her poems in her book. This weird feeling. I sit down and I can't explain it. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there and I went, I'm a writer. It just came up through me at 10. So that was my inspiration for writing. Before she transitioned, Gwendolyn Brooks, when I came out with my first book, Portia, she wrote me a note and she said, best wishes with your book, Portia. And I framed it and hung it up. But that was like a full circle, because it was reading one of her books where it was revealed to me I was a writer. And then before she passed, she did send me a personal note. So that was such a gift.
Oh. Okay, so that's interesting that you started out as a child, and you knew, I must use the word, you knew what your calling was, and I that's make you more effective as a child too. So how many books have you written?
I've probably written over 30, but published 21 or 22.
Wow.
And so are all your books self-published, or do you have a publishing company, or you work with the publishing company?
I am self-published. I had an opportunity twice to go through a traditional publisher. One, they wanted me to change the style of my writing. I wasn't willing to do that. And then another, they wanted me to write down to readers, and I wasn't willing to do that because I respect readers. And then another one was when BET used to, and I can't remember her name, Frances Ray. She's a romance writer, and she's since transitioned. But she was a New York Times bestselling author and an Essence bestselling author. She would say she had some of her books turned into movies. BET, and I'm going back maybe 20 years. They took some books and they put them into movies. And so they told me that they would do that with me, but they wanted me to write romance. And I said, that's not what I do. And I thought, did I throw away opportunity? But I was always wanted to stay true to the work that I did. But that's BET used to do that. And then Carl Weber is another author I came up with. They used to do events. Tanya Marie Evans would put on events in Philadelphia. It was me, her, Tanya, Carl Weber. If you watch, I think it's on BET. He has a TV series out now. I remember when he first got started, we would go to the Harlem Book Fair. We were all at the Harlem Book Fair together, and he had a business mindset. So he started creating bookstores to sell his books in. And then I'm like, oh, look at Carl Weber. And Zane, I remember when Zane was first starting out. Oh my God. Yeah. So, but most of mine are self-published. And I love doing that. And my books sell well. And I'm just so grateful. And then I've also done freelance writing. I'm just tremendously blessed. So I'm grateful.
All right.
So to those of those authors who are, contemplating on writing and might not necessarily be writers, but they have a story to tell, what is your advice to them? And how would you, what would you tell them, or how would you help them to get started?
First of all, thank you for that question. Because there are authors I've met who have really overpaid for things, and some have really lost their entire life savings because they're people. And you guys know this probably in your industry. In your industry, when people see you have a dream, they can work that, and they're the ones who will make out, and you'll be left like kind of empty-handed. So that's a wonderful question. But thank you for asking. First thing I would say is study the industry, please, please, please. Whether you're in the music industry, the movie industry, whatever you do, study the industry, learn about contracts, learn what's the minimum rates. Like if you even wanted to be a freelance writer, what are the minimum rates? What is a good rate to pay an editor so you don't get overpriced? What's the good rate if you're going to print a book on your own? What's a good royalty percentage? So learn and study the business. You see it in the music industry all the time. People sold millions of records and they don't have anything to show for it. So be smart, get a business sense, create a budget. And some people would recommend that you have a bank account that's just for your books, if you're self-published, and one for your personal accounts. Be smart with your money, and again, study the business. Then start writing. Learn how to self-edit. These software programs on Microsoft, they're very good, and other platforms to do a lot of the self-editing, but know how to self-edit and find a good professional editor. Have other readers read your book because you can think your book is amazing.
Right. And it'd be.
I'll be saying the same thing. You think your music, your song is amazing, but please have somebody else listen to it. But I love that, Denise. I love that advice that you've given our viewers. So thank you so much. If you are just now tuning in, we are talking to Miss Denise Turney. She has her book. You can see it on the screen. Go ahead and scan the QR code. Check out her book. Purchase it. Please support all of our authors. Please, please, please. And if you can, please like and share. Today, we have been talking to some amazing authors. Again, thank you so much, Miss Denise, for joining us. Real quick, tell our viewers how they can find you on social media.
Well, thank you. And bless you and everybody on the program so much. The best place to go, or the one stop, is my website, chistel.com, CHISTELL.com. That's the best place. You can find me, the social media, etc., everything through there. And thank you so much again. I forgot both of your names. I wanted to address you personally. And Aaron and Clifford.
My name is
a phenomenal host.
My name is the most important one. Just remember that, and you won't go.
we gonna go ahead and
forget everything else. Just remember my name.
Again, thank you so much, Denise, for being a part of our Black Authors Showcase, and we look forward to seeing more. And I look forward to reading your books. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for coming on.
And if you are just tuning in, I'm Erin Renee.
Clifford.
And we are doing the Black Author Showcase today during Black History Month, powered by Promote Black Authors in Your Life Media Marketing. If you have been tuning in and you are wanting to have your book showcased, because we're going to do this again. We have had such a great response today.
We have
had a great response. Go to info@yourlifemedia.com.
And I'm glad you memorized that, because I was going fumbling. See, I was fumbling through my.
I don't need that. You know what? I got that in my young mind. Info@yourlifemedia.com. Make sure you go ahead and email us, and we will try to get you on for our next one.
Absolutely.
That I'll be doing by myself. I don't think I'm gonna have. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you hear that over there, Mr. Producer?
No, I'm just.
I'm almost certain. Wait a minute. I'm almost certain that mic over there can be muted. I'm almost certain.
Don't
can you crop her out? Can you do that? I know you can do that.
No, but we are excited, and we're happy that you guys have been spending the morning and the little bit of the afternoon with us for our virtual Black Author Showcase. If you have not, please share with your network. Please like and share, and then make sure you comment, because we are giving away a book to one of our lucky viewers, or 9 of our lucky viewers.
Right.
Each of our authors are giving away a book, so you have a chance to be able to read one of our amazing authors' books.
Right. So, and I can look at the screen. We've had 25 people scan QR codes. Let's see before we finish. Let's see if we can double. Well, not double that. Let's see if we can make that to 35. So we need at least 30. That's fine. So when we bring on our next guest, we need everybody. We need 5 people scanning that, because hey, when you scan, you get a pot. That's a chance you can win a book. So it's a win-win situation.
You scan it and you get to check out the people, the authors, and you get a chance to purchase their books and support. So we are getting ready to transition into a commercial. So you guys make sure you do not go anywhere. We have a couple more that we are going to be interviewing.
Right.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Everybody, it's Tate Dezay, also known as Mr. Big Head. I am thrilled to announce a special collaboration with Your Life Media and Marketing, where we delve into captivating conversations with extraordinary Black leaders across America. In honor of Black History Month, we've lined up insightful interviews with the likes of Dr. Joel Kemp, Brittany Q. Hill, Dr. Brooke Berry, and many more inspiring individuals. Join me every week as we uncover the stories, experiences, and wisdom of these remarkable leaders. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking interviews. Catch them exclusively on Your Life Media's Facebook and YouTube pages. Let's celebrate and amplify the voices shaping the narrative this Black History Month.
If you are just tuning in, this is the virtual Black Author Showcase, and I'm Erin Renee.
And I'm Clifford.
And we are excited that you are joining us. We have been interviewing authors throughout the morning and mid-afternoon. And we have met some amazing authors from children's books to fiction and nonfiction. And so we are excited that during Black History Month, we are premiering Black authors from all across the country. We've had people from the East Coast, the West Coast, down South. And so we are excited.
Down south is where I stay. Switch 4 lanes every single day.
Right.
Yeah,
so
don't make me sing that.
Oh no. Let's not. So anyway, we want to get into our next author, Mr. Terrence Bell. Thank you, Terrence Bell. We got a male author.
Finally. Hey man, thank you for coming on there, Terrence. We've been having women on here all day long. Man, I'm tired. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you hear us?
Okay, so
I understand your pain. Your pain.
Hey, thank you, sir. I got some help. I got some help. Church out here. Thank you, sir. So Terrence Bell.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Tell us about your book and tell us where we got started. Tell us how you started with the book. How did you birth the idea?
Well, again, I first want to thank you guys for having me on today. And excuse I'm sitting in my truck. My daughter is having a track meet, her first track meet this season. And so I'm out here and I ran from the stands to bleachers to come on and do this. And so excuse my appearance and the fact that I'm sitting in my vehicle. I want to get started. I mean, I can tell you my book, Flawed but Unbroken,
Yes,
The
sir.
Regenerate Soul of a Man. I began writing, this is my first book. I'm a gospel recording artist and musician and producer, but I started writing this particular book probably right before COVID. I'd been working on it and just jotting down notes and being getting information that supports what I wanted to talk about, which is, you know, what the book is about. Flawed. I'm flawed, but I'm unbroken. My life's experiences, my experiences with my family, friends, experiences, others' life's experience, and my knowledge of their life experience. So it's a book that is geared towards young Black men and
Okay.
going through, but it's for everybody, but going through being raised in a church and dealing with things such as we deal with everyday things in life, coming up in poverty, in a one parent household with siblings, you know, just the challenges we face each and every day of our lives and how to cope with it. I lost a father at 12 years old, and dealing with all of that as a young kid, born into that lifestyle, and dealing with it, transitioning, you know, midway through my childhood to go live with grandparents, and seeing two different sides of life, with a mother that was living in poverty and now living life with with grandparents that were more strict, middle income, and professionals, and then growing up, becoming a man and living life, going through college, graduating college, and being a professional, and the different things and different aspects that I did with, then fatherhood. So that's pretty much what the book is about. But like I said, it's geared towards young Black men that have coming and having similar situations in life, and dealing with you know, all type of adversities, but also having different types of successes in life and how to deal with that.
Right. Okay. Okay. So flawed but broken, the regenerative soul of a man. So we're inviting all of our viewers to scan the QR code. We want to reach 30. So if you're watching, wake up somebody, push them off the bed, tell them put down those tacos, put down that barbecue, you know, the rodeo's here, and make sure they scan that QR code, because our authors are going to be giving away books. And we also want to invite everyone to share also on their platform. So, let's talk about so some of the things that you mentioned was your life, that your things that you went through in life. Was that a source of the inspiration for your book?
Yes, it was. It's definitely a source of inspiration. Things that I dealt with, such as, like I said, growing up in poverty with a single mother. The things I dealt with with that, my relationship with my mother as a kid, as a young adult, and then as a man and as a father, dealing with that definitely had a lot. It was all about what my book was about. It guided me. It garnered me, or let me say, guided me to write the book, to talk about, you know, the different adversities, and also to talk about the different successes that I've had, and then you know, just dealing with relationships based on the relationship I had with my mother, dealing with relationships with women, dealing with relationship with friends, and also the relationships I have with my kids. So that's a lot about that. That's all throughout the book.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of times when people talk about the struggles, very rarely do they follow it up with the success part of that. I think, and I would say for me, I hear a lot about struggles, but I don't hear about the success. I like to hear. Why am I saying I like? I want to hear how people struggle, but I also want to hear how they got out of it. I don't just want you to tell me about how you struggle. I want you to tell me how you got out of that. Oh, so talk to us about your writing style. The type of writer you are.
My source is from a biblical perspective.
Okay.
And my writing style, this particular book I wrote, it was my first book I authored. And one of the things I wanted to do was be transparent and show accountability. You talked about the struggles and then going into the success. If there's no accountability, success doesn't come for me. And so my style was based on was I wanted to be transparent about the things that I went through, but then understanding when I became a man, I can't blame things on my life because I'm a man now. So I have to be accountable for my actions. So the accountability part was huge to me in writing this book, to be transparent in the areas where I knew better. And once I became accountable for my actions, whether it was as a teenager, a young man, having kids out of wedlock, those are my own choices, and I'm accountable for them. And when I realized that accountability and I start living life with that accountability, then I can now move forward because I have no regrets, and when the biblical aspect of it is, you know, pouring in everything, that every chapter was based on and followed up with a scripture. So the scripture is at the end of every chapter in this book, that actually describes or gives an account, or let's say a overview of what that chapter was about and based on. So everything that I wrote in this particular book was biblically backed and endorsed, and heavy biblical reference throughout every chapter.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good.
Did you experience any because sometimes when authors are being vulnerable and revealing their truth, did you experience any backlash, or did you experience rejection from family members or friends when you were going through your writing process and publishing this book?
I actually did. I experienced a little backlash from my mother before she even read it. Others had told her about the book because they were looking at interviews I did, and basically she hadn't read the book, so she was going based on what others were telling her. And when I spoke with her, I said, read the book, because everything I wrote in the book was my honest truth. And sometimes, and it did not, I did not slander or anything like that. I told the truth. And so after she read it and understood it, and she called me, and she was actually glad, and she was relieved, because when she read it, something somebody told her, they misinterpreted, but she knew right away. Once she read it, she knew and understand exactly what I was talking about and what I dealt with. And and she knew. And so once she read it for herself, she was proud. And because one of the things I mentioned, although my childhood and young adult life, me and my mother's relationship was not a good one, I had to forgive my mother, and I became a man. When I became a man, as a man, I'm like, I have to approach her now with forgiveness and communication, so we can now move on and she can be a great grandmother to my kids. And so that was very important and meant a lot to me, because our relationship actually it had already gotten better, but the book, after she read it and we had a conversation about it, the relationship became better. And so, and it's still, you know, once you guys read the book, it's gonna get better and better.
Yeah,
but as a man,
absolutely.
as a man, I know that I can't sit here and no longer think whatever happened in my childhood or as a young adult, I can't hold that and make that a crutch. I don't have any crutch that I lean on. Like I said, when you become a man, everything you do as a man, you have to be accountable for it at that point. Do things with wisdom, with knowledge, your experience, and make things better for yourself and others, you know, so they know how to handle life moving forward. So yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Love
sir.
it. Love it. Thank you so much, Terrence, for being a part of our Black Author Showcase. Real quick for our viewers, can you tell them how they can find you on social media and or your website?
Yes, my website is terrencebell.com, TERRANCEBELL. It will lead you to my social media, Facebook, which is Terrence Bell, my Instagram, Terrence Bell's Life, Terrence Bell's Life. Is my Instagram page. And but if you go to my website, that'll guide you and direct you on how to purchase the book, how to purchase music. Any of my music is available on all platforms. In every platform, the book is available everywhere. So definitely TerrenceBell.com.
Thank you. Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for being a part of our Black Author Showcase. If you're just now tuning in, we were just speaking with Terrence Bell. Click on that QR code so you can check out his book that he just launched. And so we want to make sure that you guys go support, and just not Terrence, but support all of our authors.
All of them.
Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Terrence.
Very much. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
You as well.
You
All
too.
right, man.
And if you're just now tuning in, I'm Erin Renee.
You better not be just now tuning in. You have
You
missed.
might just be now tuning in.
You have missed great authors, Carissa Hubbard, Zari Alexander, Mariko Gordon, Rochelle Johnson, Fashay Haley, who lives in Dallas. I wrote that down. I got that in my head, Fashay, if you're still here. Queen Amina, Denise Turney, and lastly, Terrence Bell, Black Author Showcase. Wow.
Wow, we have spent the morning and a little bit of the afternoon with some amazing artists learning about books. I have quite a few books that I'm going to have to read. I'm going to have to start a book club. You going to be a part of my book club?
You know what?
You going to be a part of my book club?
I made it, y'all. Look, that song say I made it. Oh, wait, I've been through the storm. I've been through the storm and rain.
I'm going to have to start
Somebody
a book club because we got 9
But I made
we got 9 authors and I got 9 books. So that's going to take me pretty much for the rest of the year.
You know what my verse is? My verse is I didn't know my day from night. but you know what? But I will say this. I will say the interesting thing for me was the various topics that it was a gamut of different areas.
Absolutely.
And if you listen to those of you who've been with us since I'm gonna say day one, since we came on, each one of them has some part of their life that was part of that book that they poured into. Mm-hmm. And for me, if I was going to be an author, if I was going to be, it would seem that part of my life would have to be reflected in what I'm writing for it to be genuine. I mean, and I think I can't remember which one. It might have been Carissa initially that said, you wrote it because you're an author, not I'm writing it because I'm trying to get rich. You know, so you know that was a good point for that. Yeah, it was purpose
behind it, and everybody who from the beginning to the last person that we just interviewed, they all had great stories to share, and definitely can can learn from each of them.
Right.
And so we are near the end.
And so before we end, I got to let you know who we're powered by, because this is my part. I've been doing this, and I've been doing a great job, by the way. That's pat myself on the back. You're welcome. Your Life Media and Marketing, grow her network, reaching Houston Fleeks Entertainment Group and the Black Tube. And I will say this: I did not know Erin before today. We spoke briefly on the phone in a conference, and it has been an enjoy. She's been a perfect host. She has been a co-host. She has been entertaining. She's asked a lot of questions, and it was almost like we've done this
before, but we haven't.
It was almost like we know. I know what you guys are saying. You guys are saying they had to have done this before. No, this was the first time. I mean, but it was great. This has been an enriching experience for me. It really has. Now
we got one more author.
We do.
Yeah.
Who is that?
So we're gonna go ahead and bring our last author, last but not least, Miss Susan Weatherspoon.
Where are you, Susan? Come on,
Miss Susan. Hi.
How are you?
Hey,
Susan Weatherspoon.
Good afternoon.
The best for last? We save the best for last?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Miss Susan, for joining us for our Black Author Showcase that we are doing during Black History Month. Please share the name of your book and what your book is about.
My book is called The Relationship of Me, an Introduction to the Pink Soldier. And my book is about me, about life, and about life again, and about everybody else, because you can see yourself in my book if you were to read it. And I pray everyone does. And so the book, I began writing when I was 12 years old. And so as I began writing, and I continued to write, as things happen in your life, and what are some of our experiences, then, what I did was that as things happen and you get stuck, you come to a fork in the road, you go down the wrong fork or the right fork. But, you go down too many wrong forks, you're going to hit a brick wall. And so when you hit a brick wall, then, you have to take a stand at some point. And so as I got to a certain place in my life, then I had to go back and find Susan. And so, and in me finding me, and then that's where the book started coming out of me eventually over time. And I had been writing the book for years, and I'm a poet as well. So my book is kind of eclectic. And I have poetry in the book. I have what I call sidebar conversations that talks about forgiveness, that talks about love, that talks about sexuality, that talks about a lot of different things. And so, that's why I really know that everyone can find something in the book that will really, really bless their heart. And also, I am an Army veteran. And so the introduction to the Pink Soldier, I'm the Pink Soldier, self-entitled. And I have a nonprofit called Pink Soldiers United. And so I discuss how I came to be the Pink Soldier in an introduction. I have two introductions. I have an introduction to the book, and then I have an introduction to the Pink Soldier. And so, it just discusses my life a little bit and how I got there. And so, yeah. So that's
I was going to ask you what the introduction to Pink Soldier means. So you were in the Army. What was your MOS? Hello?
68. I apologize. 76 Yanks. And supply specialist. So that means you were in the military.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Where did you ETS? And we're going to get back to your book. I just wanted some brief information.
87.
Okay. So the relationship of me, the Pink Soldier, you said that everyone can see themselves in. So when I'm looking for, what am I looking for when I'm looking in your book so I can find me? How does that correlate?
Okay, so when you read the book, you're going to run across something. You're going to run across a story in the book, because I have short stories as well. There's a story in the book that you can read that you'll connect with, because it talks about mothers, it talks about fathers, it talks about sisters, it talks about children, it talks about, I have a story in there about my youngest daughter who is homosexual, and it talks about our struggles with that. And it talks about, it just talks about a lot of the life issues that we have. And it talks about the life trials, tribulations, and traumas. And so fight, get past those traumas, and how you can make it. You know, you don't have to continue to stay where you are. You can make it. And, you know, and so I believe this change is possible.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. And that is encouraging, because people do need to know that they can make it, that you don't have to stay. And if you surround yourself with people, you know, like yourselves, that are trying to encourage you to, you know, to get out of what you're in, there's always, you know, we're thankful that there are authors out there who realize, you know, that your book is a tool, you know, to help those move forward. So, what is my co-host used the word, say she didn't want to use the word ritual, and I'm not going to use it either. But what are the things you do to prepare yourself for writing, or for adding to what you know, let's say you're working on something and you want to, you know, prepare. Do you put on the same color socks every day? You know, do you drink coffee in the morning? You know, what is something that you do to get yourself ready to write?
You know what? Believe it or not, do you remember the movie The American Dream about Michael Jackson and the Jackson family? Do you remember that movie? The movie where Michael Jackson said, "All I hear is music."
Mm-hmm.
I get that, and I understand it, because I just start hearing words. And I may be in my car. I may wake up in the middle of the night. I may be cooking. I may be speaking to somebody, or, you know, and then I stop what I'm doing. I find a piece of paper. It may be a napkin. It may be wherever I'm at. And I stop and I write. And that's how it works. That's how it happens for me.
Right. Okay. So we want to make sure that we invite. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, we want to invite people to scan.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, ma'am. I'm just trying to make sure that we get your QR code and get people to scan your QR code. The relationship of me and introduction to the Pink Soldier. We want everybody again to make sure you scan the QR code. That's super important. Ma'am, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying?
Okay, so there is no ritual or any type of special plan that I have. I don't sit down and have a cup of coffee and start writing. I just hear words. I just hear the words. And then as I hear the words, then I write. I have so many like poems and short stories that I start writing that start out on the mail. And then I have to turn it over and flip it. Then I have to find another letter. And then because I'm in my car, or, you know, wherever I'm at, and I'm in a place where I'm looking for paper, because the words continue to just flow through me. And so I've just been like that since I was 12 years old. And so I've just been blessed that way. And, you know, I just have to thank God that he gives me the words and gives me messages that way. And Absolutely. I've kept it for years. I've kept a lot of writing to myself because it was cathartic. Mm-hmm. And because of the traumas that I had been through, because I am a child sexual trauma survivor. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the writing, you know, came out of me. It was a form of venting and a form of releasing pain. And so I didn't realize it at the time. But of course, now I realize that it was a way for me to release those things in me that were hurting me a lot. And so, you know, I mean, it just, all things work together for good a lot of times. So, That's you know, I just that it was a blessing for me to be able to have those, because it was like downloads. It's like downloads, you know, it's amazing. It's like downloads.
Right. Now, is this your first published book, or do you have other books that are published?
This is my first published book. I have a couple other books that are in the works that are going to be published within the next 6 months.
Awesome. We look forward to hearing about
Absolutely.
those as well. And for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we are talking to Miss Susan Weatherspoon. And if you take your phone and click on that QR, scan that QR code. 2 more people to scan it.
Come on, let's go. Scan it.
Scan that QR code. You will get a chance you will get a chance to learn and purchase the book, and not just Miss Susan's, but all of our great authors we had. Miss Susan, thank you so much. Thank you so. We reached 30. Yay! Thank you. Somebody just scanned it, and so thank you. But Miss Susan, thank you so much for being a special guest on our Black Authors Showcase. We are excited about your book. We're looking forward to learning more about your book.
Absolutely.
And again, if you are just now tuning in, you have just missed a great interview. We have been talking to Miss Susan about her book, she talked about how if you read her book, you're going to see yourself in it. So I want you to make sure you might not like what you see, but you're going to see yourself. But you're going to see yourself. Really quick, how can they find you? Hey, thank you so much. How can they find you on social media or your website?
My website is pinksoldiersunited.com. My Facebook is Pink Soldiers United at Facebook, or it is Susan Weatherspoon at Facebook. My Instagram is _pink_soldier SWE, and so yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
you guys.
My email address is united@gmail.com if anyone wants to email me and want to find out information about my nonprofit. Pink Soldiers United is for female veterans, and we are working on a rebranding package right now at this moment, and the website is under construction. And so I want female veterans to really, really reach out, and because we have a lot of promising programs that we're putting in place as well. So I had to get it in there.
Yes, no, absolutely. Thank you for that. So you guys, make sure you guys follow her on all her social media platforms and scan that QR code so you can get a chance to purchase her book. And if you leave a comment, we are going to be giving away some books from one of our authors. One of our 9 of our viewers will win one of our books from our authors. So we want to make sure that you are staying engaged. I thank you so much. Thank you so much, Miss Susan. We wish you all the best.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
God bless you.
You too. We have come to the end of the road.
Wow. You gonna sing that? That's Boys to Men. Is that Boys to Men?
We have, thank you all for tuning in, and a special thank you to all of our authors.
Everybody,
Thank you so much for being a part of our Black Author Showcase. And to all of our viewers who tuned in and who's watching, and all of our viewers who will tune in later on, we want to make sure that you share, go scan our QR codes, and make sure you support. Thank you so much.
We definitely, we could not do this without these humble surroundings of Your Life Media. Production has this whole thing has been produced by them. The music that you hear playing, the overlays, the lower thirds, everything has been. This is a top notch media group. Shout out to James
Your Life
Jacobs.
Media Marketing. Make sure you go to Your Life Media Marketing.
This dude is not playing. This dude is not playing. And he's very serious. And so I want to take this opportunity to thank James for inviting me to be a part of this. And it was great. It's really been interesting. Got to know Erin, and she's been a great host, and this has been fun. The authors have been great. Carissa Hubbard, Zaria Alexander, Mariko Gordon, Susan Weatherspoon, Rochelle Johnson, Fashay Haley, Queen Amina, Denise Turney, and Terrence Bell. These guys,
Yes.
Go out
Shout out
and
to all of
get
you guys.
their book. Go out and get their book. You scan the QR code. Support Black authors, not only just the ones that we had on this platform, but those everywhere. We deserve just as much pub as someone that does not look like us. So we want to just invite you to do to support Black authors. That's what we did today. This was also powered by Last Time, Your Life Media and Marketing, Grow Her Network, Reaching Houston, Fleeks Entertainment, and the Black Tube.
Make sure you, if you want to be a part of our next Black Author Showcase, please send an email to info@yourlifemedia.com and we can make sure that you are a part of our next one. We want to make sure that we continue to highlight. This will not just be for Black History Month, but throughout the year, we will highlight some of our amazing Black authors that are out there. There's so many books. And like one of our authors said, that it's now becoming more and more, it's more and more. What's the word? We're getting
out there more. We're getting some pub.
We're getting out there, and there's a lot of authors that have been out there and that are ready to tell their story. They're ready to tell their truth, or they're ready to start writing and really showcasing their writing.
Right.
And so we're excited about that, and we want to promote you. We want to share all about you and the work that you're doing. So make sure you like and share and follow us on social media. Make sure you go to Promote Black Authors, go to Your Life Media Marketing, Your Life Media, so that you can find out more about when we have these different showcases.
Right. And you want to be a part of it.
And you want to be a part of it.
And we definitely want you, because I believe with social media, you should, when we finish here, that you can actually copy the links and actually paste them and share them. I believe this is on YouTube. You can look it up on YouTube and you can actually copy that link and share it on your social media. So not only when we finish here, we want to grow this thing. So again, we invite you to please share it on your social media platforms. Search out Black authors, particularly the ones we had on today.
Yep.
And then I'm assuming we'll be doing this again.
We will be doing this again. We will be making sure that you guys stay locked in. And for those readers, because you're going to start reading, huh? You going to start reading?
Blessed be the ties that bind. That's what they used to do at our church whenever the meeting would get out of control.
Listen, because one of the things that we're not going to be able to we got to be able to grow. And in order to grow, we got to read. We got to read. And we got to teach our children. You got grandchildren. You was talking about
I do.
You got grandchildren.
My grandbaby.
So you need to be purchasing Carissa Hubbard's The Popular Girl,
you know what?
the ABC.
I'm gonna send that over to her mom and make sure they purchase that and read that to her.
No, the grandfather. You as the grandfather gonna purchase the books on behalf of the kids.
You know what?
You're gonna start reading. No, but we are, and then we're gonna have a book club.
And then we're gonna have a book. We're gonna start a book club. So again, Black Author Showcase today. This Saturday has been great.
So we have a few winners.
We do.
We have a couple winners. And so we are going to announce 3 of our winners, and then the rest of you guys, we're gonna inbox you because we have influx. But I definitely wanted to share 3 of our winners because they have been here and they have been engaged. And so our first winner is Rosa Muhammad. You are going to win a book from one of our authors, and we will find out which author that is.
Yay, Rosa
also,
Muhammad.
Jackie Foreman. You are
no, that can't be right.
Why can't that be right?
I want to recount Jackie Foreman on that. I know that was a straight setup right
and
there.
Then, Sheena Evans. You are
Sheena.
winners. You are winners. So you guys will get a chance to win, get a book from one of our authors. And so look forward to that. We will get more information from you soon. And for our other winners, check your inbox. We will be letting you know that you won. Give you that information that you won. Again, thank you for spending your morning and your afternoon with us. I am Erin Renee.
And I'm Clifford.
And this is the Black Authors Showcase. And we'll see you next time.
We will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have you been looking for a professional video to capture your business or service? Your Life Studios is a premier podcast and video recording studios to meet your needs. We provide both recording and editing services for your small business, podcast, product shoots, event announcement, and speaking needs. Looking to create an animated show or character? We also provide video, print, web, and software development. Call today or visit our website for more information.